What's going on, party people? Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by G Fuel Energy. Right now, if you use G Fuel code DannyD at checkout, you'll save 30% off at gfuel.com. That goes until Tuesday. After that, it'll go back down to 10%. So make sure to use it while it's 30% off. Using that code directly supports my content and keeps this podcast coming. Today's returning guest is a good buddy of mine. I guess I'll just refer to him as the other Danny. Super nice guy. Every time I talk to him, I feel like it's kind of like therapy because we go through a lot of the same stuff and we make a very similar style of content on TikTok. I really enjoyed our conversation and I hope you guys do too. Please welcome Danny Bartok. How long do you think it's been since the last podcast?
Oh my goodness. I would probably say at least 2 months.
It's been over 3 months.
No way, dude.
It's been over 3 months, bro. I had silver hair still.
You did?
Yeah. Time is flying,
No
bro.
way, bro.
It's flying.
That's actually crazy. Like, I think I've been having my birthday's at the end of this month, and I totally like August when someone was like August 1st was like August 5th. It's like, what? Like it's all happening so fast, and I think like just the daily grind and like I literally try to stream every day, so like everything just kind of meshes to one. You know, the only thing that's really keeping me like my schedule correct is work. Like my actual work, my IT
right,
work,
yeah,
because I have to keep track of like, you know, dates and start dates and end dates and just due dates, right? But if I didn't have that in my life, dude, I would think today is like a Tuesday.
That's how I am. I thought, dude, I was like, yesterday, I was like, is it Friday? I was like, like, dude, and then like my sleep schedule just keeps getting worse and worse. I think on Sunday, I might actually just, like Saturday night, I don't think I'm gonna go to sleep. I think I'm just going to stay up and then go to bed at like 8 o'clock, try to reset my sleep schedule a little bit because I woke up at like 10, posted a TikTok. I was like, I'll shut my eyes, get like another half hour. Boom, I wake up, it's 1 o'clock. And I'm like, no, bro, like I just lost like 3 hours, man. You know, like,
it's
but
rough, dude.
It was
so
8 hours
rough.
of sleep though. So it's like my body's trying to get that 8 hours, I think.
I've been messing with my sleep schedule so bad. TikTok's been messing with my sleep schedule. So as you know, every 100,000 on TikTok, we've been doing a 24-hour stream, and we hit 700,000 recently. And
Congrats.
Thank you. Within like I would say about a month and a half, we went from 500. We hit that point to now we're at like 750. So we had like 324 hours in like 2 months, and now like those hurt me, you know, like I'm not getting any younger, you know. I'm gonna be 28 on the 31st of this month, and dude, I stay up as late as I can Friday. So I'm going to bed at like 6 in the morning Friday morning or Saturday morning, really, and then I sleep all day until 6 at night, and I wake up and I start my stream at 7. So then now I really have in my mind, I have 1 day of the weekend, and then I'm back to work the following after the 24-hour stream. It's so rough, but at the same time,
it's fun.
I actually enjoy doing them.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is the scary part, but
I always say that. I'm like, especially those last couple hours when you're just like drained. You're like, oh man, like you're all tired, but then you're like, oh man, 100%. It was worth it.
Yeah, no. Towards the end, my friends like. I kind of force them to do them with me. So like they come in like shifts, you know?
Yeah.
Like a couple people will be like there as soon as I start. And then next thing you know, like one will stay up with me till like 3 or 4, and another one will wake up at like 6 in the morning and play with me. So like they've been great. And then somehow they all take off Monday and I'm still at work. They're like, oh yeah, your 24 drained me, bro. I gotta stay home. And I'm like, what do you mean? I stayed up for the 24 and I'm still at work Monday. Figure it out.
I had been doing like one a month, no matter what. You know, it was just a matter of figuring out when I wanted to do it. But my PC, I'm still waiting for that new one. You know, I think I've told you like, it's been like 2 months since I ordered it, I think, and they're just now getting to like building it, but they still have to do, you know, they have like a little like chart that shows each phase and like how many business days. And
what is this, Domino's?
Digital Storm. Like I know. It's like
pizza's in the oven, dude. It's on its way.
But dude, they are like everything is like like delayed a couple days because of COVID and how like parts are hard to get specific things, and it's just a mess. And I'm just ready to have the PC already. It's like I dropped $4,000 on it. It's like, just give it to me already, dude.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be so happy, dude. You're gonna be so happy.
Yeah, I think
I was so lucky when I got mine, like all my gear and all my stuff. It was just before like the big phase of like everyone trying to like mine Bitcoin and do all the graphics card stuff. And like I literally got my 2080 for my streaming PC for $440, brand new.
Oh man.
I was like, this is a no-brainer, right? And then now everyone's like looking at my stuff when they're doing like the command and chat. They're like, dude, you probably spent like, oh my God, so much. I was like, dude, I bought everything in my setup for cost. If it's not for cost, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather wait, like I don't need it. I just like it. So if it's available, then I get it.
Yeah. And like, so the plan right now is once I get the PC, I'm going to try and get my hands on the 3080 Ti for, close to MSRP, hopefully. Because right now, like my brother-in-law was driving through Texas and he stopped at a Micro Center and they wanted like $1,800 for one. And I'm like, bro, it's like a $1,300 card, before taxes. Like $1,800 is ridiculous. So we're just like, that's half the PC, It's like, Jesus.
100%. 100%.
But the plan is to, my brother's going to buy the 3080 off me, so I get a little bit of money back. And then, I'll have a 3080 Ti. So, I mean, it's basically going to be like your 3090, just slightly less. Like, I can't remember exactly, but they're very similar.
Yeah. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
And the craziest part is, like, when I got mine, again, it was for cost, and it was like $1,600. To think that someone would, like, $1,800 for a Ti, I'm like, dude, just, they're still, the prices are going down a little bit, but still not at the pace that I wish to see them,
There was also a 3090 there that he had, like they were next to each other, and the 3090, they wanted like 22-25 for it or something. So they're just all inflated. And I'm like, come on, Micro Center. Like I get, I don't know. Like it makes me want to like.
A lot of that might not even be them though, Dan. So
I understand, yeah.
A lot of it could literally just be like I don't know, Asus or those third-party cards that they're just paying for the name,
Gotta stop you real quick. You can call me Derek if you want. I did tell people my real name, so.
Yeah, but like then it's like not like the Danny duo anymore. Yeah,
I guess. It's just to me it's weird because like you're calling me Dan and like I call you Danny because that's your actual name. So it's like.
Yeah, but look, think about it this way. Like I call all of my like IRL friends by their usernames. So like I'm one of my boys, Rocky. I call him Burns. Because his name's Burns on, you know what I mean? Like, Dyloon is Dylan and Yippee is not Alex, it's Yippee. Done. Well, like we might even meet up at like down the shore end of this month, and like I'm gonna be standing next to him calling him their username. So you're Danny.
Okay.
Now.
All right, that's fine with me. I was just letting you know if you wanted to.
I mean, if you want me to call you Derek, I'll call you Derek.
I don't care. That's the thing is like people are like, what do you want me to call you? I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's really up to you. Like I'm fine with either. It's funny because I mean, it's not funny. I got a buddy who unfortunately under what I would call like wrong circumstances ended up with some prison time, and so I've been writing him. Well, I wrote him for the first time, and at the end when I like signed my name, I was like. I put in there, I was like, I really don't even know what to sign as anymore. Cause like my nickname growing up was DJ for like my initials. Now everybody's gonna be like, oh, let's figure out his middle name. But I like my friends and family call me that nickname. And like, I never really went by Derek until the military. And then, I mean, and in the military, like half the people call you your last name too, which is weird. And then now everybody calls me Danny because of all the content creation stuff. So it's like, I don't even know like what I go by anymore.
Yeah. So okay. I'm sure you explained it. Maybe you haven't. I'm not sure. I might have missed it. But where did the Danny come from? Then?
So I've told it. I'm not tired of telling it, but I feel like I have to like answer it like twice, 2-3 times a stream. Like I need to make a video.
I won't ask again. How about that?
No. I just like I should make a clip out of this, like where the name came from, so that like people see that and I can just direct them to that. Because it's kind of a weird, goofy story. So when I was in the military, we would be flying or we would be working on the helicopters. Like we got a toolbox, we're turning wrenches, and it's super laid back. Like you might like easy, go over, grab some snacks or something like that from like our little snack bar area. And there was some like snack sized chips in there. So I grab a bag of Doritos. It's my favorite. And so I walk over to the toolbox. We're talking. A couple of those guys were into streaming, and we were all talking about like stream names. Because like we're like talking about how hard it is to come up with a good stream name. And I was talking about how I wanted to change mine because it had my last name in it. And I was like, I don't want to keep that. I have free docs. And so somebody's like, oh, Danny DeVito, because I'm short, And then somebody was like, no, dude, Danny Dorito. And I went with it. So
love it.
Love
it.
All because I was eating a little bag of Doritos.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny because ironically, I kind of went the opposite way of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was sitting in my bed trying to find a PSN name for a while because I was playing Fortnite and PlayStation when I just started, right? And I was trying to figure out what to do with my free time when soccer ended for me. Yeah. And I'm just sitting around, and then it just hit me like my grandma used to be that outdoorsy kid running around like coming back in, scratches all over me, and she used to call me Dan the Band-Aid Man.
Yeah,
so
Band-Aid Man.
Like, okay, boom, and then just kept the Band-Aid Man, and then I started the Twitch from it, and then it just got to the point where I was like, I don't want to just be held within this realm. Like I want to people like to start a brand for me, right? Like I didn't want to be doing reviews on tech and calling myself the Band-Aid Man, right? It's a little corny, right? Just a little bit, And then so I just was like, you know what? Like I feel like me as like I can brand myself, Like granted, my real name's Daniel, but everyone calls me Danny. So I just went with it. I just made it my name, and I was lucky enough to get it all on the different socials and things like that. So it made it a little easier for me. But it was kind of the opposite view. Actually, went from fake name to real name, and you went from real name to fake name.
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's very common with like stage names and things like that. Pretty much a lot of the celebrities today, their name's not actually what you think it is, Yeah. Like it kind of surprises you.
But I have a short film that I'm gonna be in in a week, bro. It's coming up.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an IMDb credit, and so that's probably gonna be the first time that my actual real name's just like officially out there. So
that's awesome, though. That's awesome.
I'm excited
about it.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah? Especially since it's with my buddy Jeannie, so I know it's gonna be a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's because I know you've been putting in the work and going to the classes and doing like your stuff, and I know there's an end goal for that as well. It's maybe not necessarily acting, but producing and doing your stuff, and it's awesome to see that. Like I mean, granted, I don't know if your content creation led to this opportunity, but at the same time, having this recognition in just content creation in general definitely could help that path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could definitely like catch some eyes every once in a while. I feel like
100%. I mean, nowadays brands aren't necessarily, not all the time, sometimes they are, but looking for like the prettiest people or the most handsome people. It's all about the people with the number next to the name or the check mark or
what can you offer?
What can you offer? Hey, this is a two-way street here. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And the more me and Ali have grown on TikTok and I've grown on Twitch, I've definitely noticed that things coming out of nowhere. And like recently we got invited to the Suicide Squad early premiere or early viewing, which was like super cool.
Was that in New York?
It was in New York. I mean, we're only like 20 minutes away, like 40-minute train ride. So it was like super convenient for us. But it was just kind of crazy how like we really don't do much of that content, you know what I mean? But yet that guy was like, hey, look, I watch your TikTok all the time. Like we're doing this event. Like if you want to come. I mean, we were surrounded by a bunch of cosplay like people, but like I just showed up, like just me and Ali, we just wanted to watch the film and made a day out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's just crazy to think that we would get invited to something like that through what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny because I had talked about starting the acting classes and trying my hand at that, and then Jeannie was like, hey, dude, like I've been writing this short film for like 2 years, and it just dawned on me like this part would be perfect for you. So if you're down, cool. It's a very intimate piece, I will say. Like it's kind of like a pillow talk conversation.
Got it.
kind of like a flashback type of thing, very artsy. So he's like, it's definitely like a deep, like film and everything. So if you aren't ready for that, like I understand. I was like, nah, dude. To me, it's like, if you don't feel like you're ready,
dude, it's good.
that means it's out of your comfort zone. So you should go for it. So I'm gonna do it.
Awesome.
And
that's so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure your following's super excited to watch it and see it too. So
yeah, that won't be out till like October, I think. And the plan is to put it in some film festivals, and hopefully, if it does well, we'll get like flown out and do Q&As and stuff. So that'd be really interesting.
awesome.
I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna have to buy a suit.
Yeah,
I don't have a
dude.
suit. But the other thing is, at the end of this month, I actually signed up for a couple more classes because like I'm just like eager to do more. And one of the things I signed up for, there's a guy from LA, a writer that he used to write for that show Whose Line Is It Anyways? You remember that?
Yeah.
So
I actually watched that a lot.
yeah, me too. I saw that he was I guess he's the first thing they're doing is we do like a Zoom call and like talk about what we're gonna do and like start brainstorming, but it's gonna be like a live improv show, like a comedy show. And
That's
so
awesome.
it's gonna be live streamed, and so I'll be able to like promote that live stream. And it's like,
That's awesome.
come
dude.
watch me embarrass myself, But
no, it's not that at all, dude. It's all these experiences, right? Like that. I mean, that challenge you and put you in these awkward situations. When I say awkward, I mean like put yourself in a uncomfortable position, right? Something new. It challenges you. It puts you in that spot to fight or flight, but you're gonna fight. You're gonna figure it out, and that's the good challenges, right? And I think you're gonna do well, man. You're setting yourself up. You're taking it seriously, and I think you're gonna kill it.
We'll see. I'm excited, but like I always tell myself, like like I'm not special. Like it's gonna be hard, just like for everybody else. So I'm very hard on myself about it, but I'm excited, and I'm definitely passionate about it. Like I have gotten compliments in class. Like they say, like I seem like I'm very comfortable, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's because I do the TikToks. Like I'm always on camera, so it's like to me, it's just it's become like second nature. But it's definitely different in the sense that like you have to put yourself in that mindset of like, what's this character going through? Like, how would they say things because they say things a certain way, But then you also kind of like add your own like personal touch to it. You don't always say the exact words that are written down. So it's fun, man. It's definitely exercising another part of my creative brain,
100%. And I think just finding that comfortability. What's the correct word for that? Being comfortable in front of the camera. You know what I mean? And I think that, you do that every day. When I first started streaming, I was kind of comfortable in front. It's, I always did I did a little modeling growing up and stuff like that, but like it wasn't video, it wasn't live, it wasn't, I took 1,000 photos for a brand and they used one and they edited the shit out of it, So it's like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but video and stuff like that and commercials and things like that I was a part of, and just it was always stills, so like it never really was difficult. But then it was like, oh, let me try streaming, and then I was just like doing stuff on camera. I was like, what am I like? I can't do that. I gotta like
like every time I did something goofy, I was like embarrassed, like
cringy. But I was like, you know what, whatever,
just gotta
like
roll with it.
The same way that my friends would still want to hang out with me after I'd make a cringe joke or something like that. You just gotta experience that. Like, those trolls might give you a hard time in chat, but then the ones that are like your friends that love you for you, they laugh, they run with it, and that's it, And I've definitely seen that lately. There's a lot more people being more comfortable in the stream and getting to know each other, and friend groups happening through my community that they talk every day now. They're in Discord every morning. Hey, morning, how you doing, guys? What's up? Like, dude, good luck on your job interview, stuff like that, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll go into like other people that I follow, like Benjamins or somebody like that, or you, and like I'll see people from my stream like having a conversation together in chat. I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
like
dude.
all the communities are kind of like mingling.
Yo, there definitely are, dude.
It's so cool,
Definitely
man.
are. Yeah, no, there's a lot of like comparison between our streams. Like there's always like in that row of streams that or have the same following, it's always like you're at the top of the list. For me, it's like we always, what I mean, and it's part of it, right? Like I
Yeah.
mean, you get off, I get on.
Yeah, you've
It's,
always kind of
they
streamed
gotta go
later than me,
somewhere.
so makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, 100%.
But speaking of that, I mean, my stream schedule is kind of whenever now. Because like I got so much going on, it's just hard to do a set time. So I've been doing like shorter streams. Today was definitely shorter than usual because the Fortnite event. I didn't know they were gonna shut things down so soon. Like you couldn't access anything.
Yeah.
But and then my internet, I went out like 4 times, and like I for a second there, I was like, I hope somebody's not like, what do they call it when somebody like boots you off, like they get your IP address. And
you?
Yeah, I was hoping that wasn't happening. And so like I was expecting that to be a possibility, but then I looked at Xfinity and they said there was outages. So
got it. Yeah, no, gaming nowadays has been difficult. I'll be honest. It's been rough. Like that was always my escape was like a shooter and stuff. Apex has been filling that gap for me. I played a little bit of that Back for Blood yesterday. It was enjoyable.
I had a good time with that. Yeah,
It was
we got to play
different. It was just different, And
But-
again, we were still learning. 3 of my boys and I, we were just like messing around, just going through it, and we ended up figuring it out. But
Have you played Left 4 Dead?
I really haven't, no. But there was by the same creators, right?
It is literally like the same concept. It's just they've added stuff. Like there never used to be the attachment thing. It was really you just pick up the gun, and that's it. And it was like super cheesy animation, like like all the. It was just very simple, but it was the same style where there's like different campaigns that you go through, that there's different objectives, and it's kind of like its own little story. And like each one was like it had its own movie poster, like you're playing a little movie. And so I feel like that's kind of what they're doing again, but they definitely added a lot more things. The card system's interesting, but some people are worried that means there's going to be like microtransactions with it and stuff. I hope not. But they got to make money somehow. So
I mean, I was watching. There was a hashtag ad. All the big streamers, Tim, Cloaksy, Nick Merckx, and Courage, all got like a hashtag ad. It was like an hour that they all played it today, and I noticed. I don't think it was available on my beta yesterday, but there was like 160 cards that you can build different decks to use in the thing. And I think they gave them access to all of those, if I'm not mistaken. So like everyone kind of got an idea, and like there was like those pre-built like, oh, I want to be a healer, I'm going to be a a shooter kind of a thing. And I didn't really see that on my game. Maybe I just didn't look, but it definitely makes the game interesting. It's kind of like there's a strategy behind it, right? And again, it was just more of like just kind of fun and easy, don't have to worry about Cheater Timmy coming out of the corner or lurking in the corners and camping. It was just fun.
Did you play? So you played like the little Act 1 thing, right?
Yeah, and we went through like 2 acts, maybe. Like the 2 full story modes, and then you like reset to a different area and stuff. Like we were doing the one that you had to like cross the bridge and stuff, and then after that one we stopped.
Okay, yeah, I played through that whole act. So there was like 8 different like missions or something like that where you had to go through. The map design is really cool. Each one felt very different, which is good because like some of the ones in Left 4 Dead felt a little like similar, But it was really cool. And then I tried the PvP mode. Did you try that?
No.
That was very interesting because they had you like level up your zombie and stuff with like points that you get for like damaging. And
so you are the zombie versus
it's switch back
other players.
So
got it.
Yeah, it's like it's 3 rounds, best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
You'll either start off as the squad or you start off as a zombie, and you're like the special zombie type. So there's the normal zombies attacking them, but then you like hide in a corner and then come after them out of nowhere. You bum rush them, and
got it.
You're playing for time. So if they last longer than you, they win the round. Vice versa. So it was very fun. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely might have to try that one out, dude. Definitely have to try that out.
And like for a beta, it didn't feel very like it felt decently balanced.
Yeah.
So
no, I actually enjoyed the movement a little bit. I don't know. You played on keyboard and mouse, I assume.
Yeah, I played pretty much everything on keyboard and mouse. Except Rocket
There
League.
was actually a slider for aim assist on controller. I played it on controller, and it started at 40%, and you can bring it to 100%. And all I did was click the left trigger, and it just locked onto all the zombies' heads. Dude,
like,
it was just
boom,
spam,
you look like
spam,
John Wick.
spam, spam. Oh, dude, it was like I was cheating. It was bad. But the hardest part for us was finding heals and ammo because we were just dumping into these guys, and I think we played it on a pretty difficult game mode. Of course, my boy Dylan set it up, so he's always trying hard.
Expert. Yeah.
But it was fun, man. It was definitely a change of pace. I mean, that's the kind of game I think I just need to throw in the rotation just to keep myself sane,
Yeah.
And
Very fun with friends.
I've removed like Call of Duty pretty much from my rotation for now.
Me too.
I've done the
Sadly.
separation, and I think it was funny how we all kind of just did it at once. I mean, I think we kind of all fell into the
I mean, I quit Warzone like 3 months ago.
A while ago. Yeah. I've actually noticed that because we used to do like the customs and stuff like that, but I mean,
that was
got
like
to the point every day I got on and I was either dealing with a stream sniper in customs or a cheater in customs, and then I raged and I was like, hey guys, like as much as I love like playing with you, like I'm gonna play some pubs. I get my boys on, and like
hackers.
Every other game there's hackers, or I'm seeing a guy like literally stare at me through a wall and peek me. I was just like, this isn't it, And then it's just kind of, I used to play Apex. I played season 1, and it was a really good time, and I was pretty decent at the game. And then I just never really got back into it. Like none of my friends played it. I just was like, you know what, that's it for it. Like I'm done. But now like a lot of my friends are playing it again, and I'm really enjoying it again. It's a fun game. The mechanics, it's smooth. It's a little bulky, but I still like it.
Yeah, I unfortunately have to wait until my new PC shows up to play it. Because I mean, you saw during that 24-hour stream that we were kind of doing at the same time. I was just getting crazy frame rate drop all of a sudden, and it was after they had updated the NVIDIA drivers and stuff. So I don't know what happened, but my PC just can't stream it anymore. Like off stream, it's fine, but when I stream it, it's super choppy every time the round starts. Yeah, no, but I just know it'll be there when it's time. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah. And the ranking system's phenomenal. It allows you to play at your level, and you can slowly grow. And it's honestly, the ranking system is something that I think COD should use. I think that would also help a lot with the cheaters if you think about it, right? Yeah. Like you can only play for so long until you're like gold, plat, whatever it may be, if we use Apex terms, right? And all little Timmies like myself, who might sit in the gold category, would just be playing versus other gold guys, And I think it'd be a little easier for us to deal. But again, that's just me. Yeah. What am I? I mean, Valorant, it's very easy for them to get rid of cheaters because once they get to that high level, there's so few of them that like everybody reports them right away. So I think Valorant does a good job. And I don't know if you've noticed, but they finally like tuned the anti-cheat so that you don't have to like restart every time you update it, which is nice. Oh, that's awesome. Because I would like start my stream, Valorant time, and then I like update it. I'm like, okay, please no like restart, but I gotta restart, guys. So I guess we're not playing Valorant today, actually. Because I just started the stream. I'm not gonna restart my PC. Yeah, so, I'm glad they got rid of that. Enough that if I have to, I mean, actually lately, like there was a couple games I had to restart my gaming PC, but luckily it's just on my streaming, and I can still restart it and keep it running. But I guess that's a downside of using a one PC setup. One downside, right? Yeah. I mean, do I really need to? No, but I just kind of built it this way, and you can say I'm future proofing, but probably just a little bit more than I'll ever need. But it is what it is, right? I've thought about it. I'm so used to the single PC setup. I just like right now, I don't think my brain can handle like having to learn how to deal with all the stuff in between. Danny, you are definitely capable enough of dealing with it. 100%. I'm lazy. You have a Go XLR, don't you? Oh, that's the other thing. I think I need to get the full size because I think the mini has some issues. I mean, you could. It's somewhat available. It's been resetting when I start
If
up
you're
games.
having trouble finding it in the US, let me know. There's
I think I
there's a
saw it on
place
Amazon
that
for like 500. So
yeah. Uh I'll send you a link. I think there's
okay.
a place in Germany that I literally got one from my boy. Oof, I would say give or take maybe 3 months ago, and it was like $100 less than if you paid for it here,
Okay.
and it got there in like 3 days. So it was like pretty
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'll send that link to you.
Yeah.
It's a lot more available over there.
And because I could definitely resell this and get some money for it. No problem. And then like
100%.
this is gonna sound funny. I'm talking to Ewan, the people that
Yep.
sent me the chair, and they sent me like one of the taller chairs, and I am a not so tall guy, and so I sometimes, depending on like how my posture is, like if I don't like put my feet up on something, like my aim is just trash, and so like because everything's just thrown off.
You're floating.
So I'm like. They were like, hey, you like, we really like the TikToks you did. Do you think you could do another one? I was like, you guys think you could send me another chair that's shorter? And they're like, yeah, we could do that. And so I'm like, okay, cool.
That's awesome.
And so, my wife has my old gaming chair. I think I could sell that, and then I could sell this, and that'll pretty much make up for the price of the Go XLR. So I'm trying to be very smart with my finances, because if I don't know, if I lose my mind and have to take a break, like, I don't have to worry about finances. So.
100%. Yeah, because this is your income. You know what I mean?
It's
something that like I get a lot. They're like, dude, like I don't understand how you're streaming every day. I'm like, yeah, it's taxing. It is, but at the same time, like I enjoy it. Like I truly enjoy every second of it. And it at that point, it's not work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's just, and I still don't see it as work. It's not like, oh, here, time to clock in. It's just like, hey, it's time to play some video games.
Yeah.
You know? And until it feels like work, I'm just gonna keep every day, just keep going.
Yeah, dude, I'll be 100% honest with you. We were watching Jungle Cruise, right?
Okay.
We were watching that, and I was sitting there, and I was really enjoying it, and I just started crying, man. And my wife was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just like I'm tired." I'm burnt out,
Yeah.
But I don't know. We went on a date and everything, and so like we got to relax a little bit, and then
Nice little reset.
Yeah, nice little reset. I feel better. It's just like I think I've been talking to so many people, so many different things. Like my brain just got overloaded for a second, And like
100%.
my wife was like, do you need to like take a break from everything?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so. I think I just need to cry."
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta let it out. I'm a very emotional guy, so.
No, dude, I get it, man. I do. Like, in the contrary, I'm really not. I'm never that guy that takes things emotionally. It's like, look, if it's out of my control, it's out of my control. Boom, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I've just always been that way. I don't know why, but when it came down to like being stressed out about like what I'm doing, I like really looked at like some of the big creators, and I'm not saying they have it easy, but they have a team that takes care of, you know what I mean? Once you get to that point that you're all you do is turn on the stream and turn it off, and the rest is either taken care of by your manager, your agent, your editing team, your whatever, and that's already getting paid, right? Like they don't have to worry about the ideas for the videos come to them. After they're done with their 8 hours of playing video games and doing their thing, I mean, granted, minus a couple little decisions here and there, I mean, they're done. They're clocked out. They're sitting on a beach somewhere with their loved one, and they're just hanging out,
Yeah.
But then we're in here editing thumbnails and doing some, what I mean? It's a never ending. We don't have a break. You know what I mean? Not yet, right? Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But until then, it's hard. It's rough.
Yeah.
It sucks. But
I mean,
at the same time, we love it. That's why we keep coming back.
I mean, I have really gotten back into like working out. I started jujitsu again. I started the acting classes. I'm still posting like 5 TikToks a day. I'm still posting a YouTube video a day. And then I had finally reached out to my buddy who's in prison. That I've been putting that off because I was still kind of like upset about the whole situation. I thought it was like terrible that happened to him, because he didn't deserve to go, man. It was totally not his fault. I don't know how much detail I want to get into it, but basically what happened was he had gotten into a car accident, and the girl that was driving the other car wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She got ejected, and so she was pronounced dead. And he had happened to had a little bit of marijuana like a couple hours before, and because of that, they kind of tried to make an example out of him. You know, because Arizona was fighting the whole recreational thing, and so like I feel like they tried to make him a statistic. And so he unfortunately got time for that. And I mean, it wasn't his fault that she died, man. She should have worn a seatbelt, you know?
Yeah.
But
that whole
it's my best friend.
Is
he's in prison,
dude.
You know,
crazy, dude, crazy. Yeah, a lot of the people that I was friends with in high school. I went to a public high school. It was pretty rough, but at the same time, I chose to go there. Could have went to one of those little preppy schools and played soccer.
Yeah,
but, I mean, the public school had the best team that I could go to, so I was like, I'm going. You know, like I want to keep, doing that. And it was good. Like I took my AP and my honors classes, but like I was still like friends with all the troublemakers and the jocks and all that other stuff. And it's kind of funny, not funny at all, actually. I don't know why I said that. A lot of the people that I went to school with, that I mean, minus like my 2 or 3 that I'm still like communicate with, like the guys that I would go play basketball with after school and like would literally drop me off and do their shenanigans and then pick me back up after, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna focus on soccer. And they knew that was me. And and I didn't even have a taste of alcohol until I was in college. Like I was Mr. Soccer. Nothing's gonna step in my way. Like I'm gonna go pro. I'm gonna do it. And everyone knew it, and everyone supported me. All my friends, they didn't tell me to do stuff. They didn't ask me to do things. But now all these guys, like I see Facebook like stories, and they're like, oh, I'm like, shit, I played basketball with that guy. I was hanging out with him, joking around with him in the back of the class, and he like mugged an old lady and she died.
Jesus.
I'm like it's just the people that I used to interface with, like I'm slowly seeing them get in trouble and do shit they're not supposed to do, and I'm just happy that my path took me elsewhere. My family set me up in the way they did, and my dad treat me the way he did, and being strict and get me right. And hey, look, you're gonna do this. Hey, you're right, you're gonna do this.
Yeah,
soccer, fucking.
I mean,
my God,
my parents were always super strict. I think. I mean, I didn't drink until I was in the military, but when I was the kind of trying to figure out how to say it. So, all right, I'll put it this way. So, I had a beer in my hand at like like day after senior graduation or the night of graduation, and I was like this close to like, you know what, like fuck it, I'm gonna drink this beer, and then the cops showed up, and so I booked it, and I didn't drink that beer, but like that's how much like I had like been raised with the idea that like, it's not like, oh, what are people gonna think, but it's like you just know better, like.
Yeah, no,
don't be that way,
Yeah, I went to all those like little high school parties and stuff, and they're all like drinking like Coronas and stuff. I'm just standing there chilling, just spitting bullshit, like I'm just having a good time. And my friends knew that though. That was the crazy part. They were like, "Hey Dan, here's a beer," and I was like, "Nah." Like they knew I had a mission, and they knew that but they still went down that way. And
yeah, and I think that was another thing that was on my mind at that moment was like, I go to boot camp in like 2 weeks. If something happens, like I'm gonna screw that up, And then sure enough, cops showed up, and like we all like jumped over the fence and left. But it was crazy to think about, Like I was always kind of like a good kid, and like I mean. I'm thinking back to like grade school, like when I said I'm emotional, like the teacher would like snap at me because like I was talking to somebody during a test, and I would like stop and like almost tear up because I was like, oh no, like I don't, I did something wrong, like I always had like a guilty conscience, so.
No, 100%. And I don't know, I wouldn't say I was similar. I was just more of everyone kind of liked me kind of a guy.
Oh, not me.
Teachers. I was just very respectful, but at the same time, like I kind of just did what I wanted, and at the end of the day, they knew I like did well in their class, and like
Yeah.
if I showed up 5 minutes late, they didn't care because it was like, oh well, he pays attention and he does his work and he does this stuff, like, and that was just how I always was, and I don't know, I always treated the teachers with respect, and they appreciated that a lot because in my high school they just got shit on like 80% of the time, constantly getting
Yeah.
attitude, constantly doing stuff. So they were like, oh my God, look at this perfect student. And then even if I messed up a little bit, they were like, Danny, just, don't worry about coming to class today. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah. You want to know a funny story? So I want to say between like 3rd grade and 6th grade, there was this Mormon girl that I had like a huge crush on, right? And her parents knew, because like our parents like knew each other, and so like they're a Mormon family. They're like very traditional, like you ain't dating in like middle school or anything yet. You gotta wait till like high school at the earliest. And so it was like a very like sweet little thing. Like every like Valentine's Day, I would get her something. Like I'd get her like like some flowers or something like that. Because I've been watching movies since I was like old enough to understand them, and like that's what I always saw. It was like, oh, you get the girl flowers or whatever. Yeah. And I had gotten like flowers and like some chocolates or something like that. And like a couple days before Valentine's Day, she tells me I'm moving, and I was like, oh, okay. So she moved, So I got these flowers and this chocolate. And I'm telling my buddy, I was like, yeah, like I was sad. I was like, she moved, this and that, and they're like, oh, well, you like this girl? And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, just give it to her. And I was like, okay. And she happened to like live close by. And so they're like, yeah, she lives right there. You should just like, because I had been texting her or something, and like she knew I liked her. And so they're like, yeah, like just like leave it on her doorstep. And I was like, okay. So I leave it there. And yeah, that was too creepy. That crossed the line, I guess. And so, like this is like 7th grade, right?
Oh, no.
And everybody knew. They're like, he went to her house and left flowers on her doorstep. And I was like,
of course, once one person makes it like it says it in that creepy way, it's like, dude, Derek, creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was, and like, dude, I was like, middle school was horrible because everybody was like, oh, that's that guy, like,
the
watch
flower
out,
boy, dude.
He's a stalker. He's going around leaving stuff on people's doorsteps.
I
was like, she lived right there. Like, I'm trying to explain it. Like, nah, dude, there was no.
Nah, at that point, you just take the L and just rock with it, dude. The more you explain it, the worse it looks,
Yeah, and so
I get it.
So like,
I get it.
So like I go to high school, right? And like small town, everybody goes to the same schools, And so like freshman year, I just kind of kept to myself. I was like, like everybody thinks I'm this weird guy, and like I was short. I wasn't very athletic. I played the trumpet, so I was like part of the whole like geeky band like group of people. And sophomore year, I started kind of like talk to people more, make friends. And then junior year, I joined the swim team. So I started swimming. And I like lost a bunch of weight. I used to be pretty chubby. And then so now I'm like this twig. I actually start to get good at swimming. And then senior year, I like started winning races and qualifying for state and stuff like that. And like my name was said on the news. And it was like all of a sudden people were talking to me. And like, I wasn't that weird guy anymore. But yeah, like growing up, I was never popular. Like,
no, I get you. Yeah, it was a little different for me. It was just like everywhere I went, it was like, oh, that's Danny, It's like middle school, like we won I played basketball in middle school. We won this like state champion. Like that was just, and also when I grew up and I was like 6 foot, 6'1" by like 14. So like I was just manhandling a bunch of children at that point. Like I was just a bigger, stronger guy. Like that kind of worked for me in soccer, worked for me in basketball, and eventually people grew up, and then I had to start working on my game technically, right? Because I can't just like run through them. But no, it was definitely different for me. I mean, everywhere I went, freshman year of high school, I played varsity, and a lot of the sophomore juniors didn't like that very much, but they dealt with it.
Yeah, no,
But
I was definitely an easy target. Like I got bullied a lot,
yeah,
and
no.
like towards I want to say that time where I started swimming and like I quit band because I just didn't like it anymore, and I was like, this is like the people I was like friends with were just really weird, and like I just didn't jive with them anymore. You know, like once I had started
Yeah.
doing track and swim and being more athletic, and so like it had gotten to a point like kind of junior year where like some of the people that were more popular would like talk to me, but then
Mhm.
like when like the other popular kids would come around, they would like act like they didn't know me. You know, like
Yeah.
that's how it was, man. So like when people come into my streams and they're like, Danny, you know, like I'm being bullied, like what do I do, this and that, I'm like, bro, like looking back, like it's so silly, like it's like the end of the world when that stuff happens, you know, at that age. But
Yeah.
I'm always like, trust me, like just be yourself, be the type of person
Yeah.
you want to hang out with. Don't listen or act like you care what these people are doing when they bully you, and they're gonna move on because they're not getting
Yeah.
that reaction or attention they want from
100%.
you, you know.
100%.
So
And I mean, my when I was growing up, it was I always felt like I had to put that like persona on, right? Like, oh, Danny, the fucking athletic jock that, you know,
yeah,
is
I mean,
good at what he does, you know. And but the crazy part is, to this day, I'm not friends. Like, I was good friends with like the other really good like players and really good like athletes, and they're like, oh, dude, we're gonna like, you know, we're gonna do it. You're my best friend, you know, all these things. But like, I don't talk to them anymore. I talk to the guys that I'm connected with, like outside of sports. You know what I mean? Granted, yeah, I made friends for life when in college and all these things, but it's crazy how the people I talk to every single day now are just, you know, normal kids that I probably wouldn't have maybe talked to in high school, in college, but yet we connect now through video games and these things that we have interest in, right?
yeah,
And it's crazy how all that just comes full circle, you know, and the friends that you had then maybe aren't going to be your friends forever, you know. But I got my solid small little circle. Like, I don't have a ton of friends. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of people were friends with me, but like I had my tiny circle that I have like my 10 people in now that I'm good, you know? And
yeah.
that's all you really need though.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have some friends from the military that, you know, like I like my old roommates from San Francisco, just they were so like my roommate was working with me, and then his brother was not in the military. He was like a manager at Panera or something like that, but like he was a roommate too, and I was like, whatever brings the rent down, I save more money, you know? So like
Mm.
so they so my buddy that's in the Coast Guard still got transferred to like Jacksonville, Florida. And so like, yeah, we're going to be passing through it. So you know, we went out, got dinner, like hung out, stuff like that. It was really cool. And I'm like, yeah, like these guys are like actual friends, you know, like
Yeah.
I'll probably keep in touch with them for as long as like
100%.
we both do. And then I had another friend that got out of the military, and he was going from Miami to Phoenix, and he was like, dude, like, you were right to get out at the time you did. Like, it's just with COVID and everything, it's just a mess, you know. And he had decided to get out, and so he passed through, and he was like, yeah, we got to stay in touch. Like, if you ever go to Phoenix, we were always into like the same kind
Yeah.
of bands and stuff. So he's like, yeah, we'll have to catch a concert sometime. But like, I have a couple friends from the military like that. And then
Yeah.
there's people that like I didn't really get along with the best. And like when I was getting out and saying, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna go be a production assistant, you know, in LA, they're like, oh bro, you're gonna be back. Like you're gonna come back to the military, like it's not gonna work out. Like you're crazy for getting out, this and that. And now they're like, hey man, you're doing really well. Like, how do you do this streaming thing? And I'm like,
Yep. Oh, believe me.
yeah.
Oh, I get that, dude. They start coming out of the woodwork, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, Danny, oh my God, I saw you on TikTok. You're crazy how many followers you got now, dude. Like, maybe we play games soon. I'm like, dude, I haven't talked to you in like 5 years, bro. You know what I mean? Like, now you hit me up, convenient, you know? Like, I believe me, I get it. But like, I just take care of the people that take care of me, right? Through this
Yeah.
whole grind, one of my boys, Rocky, he's literally been in my stream since I just started. We were playing games. He was one of my only viewers. Him and like Allie, right? And he is still here today and just supporting me through the whole process. Like, And we don't have to talk every day, right?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that like no matter what is reliable. And there's people from college that, again, I don't talk to for months on end. But it's like, hey, I'm going out to dinner. You want to catch dinner one of these days? No problem. And we hang out, and it's like nothing changed. And hey,
Yeah.
you need something? I got you. You know what I mean? They're always got my back. I always got theirs. And they know that I know that they're grinding, doing their thing. I know I'm grinding, doing my thing. And we both respect that, you know?
Yeah.
One of my best friends from high school. I'm like, he's got a bachelor thing coming up. And dude, like he's got my back 100%. He's like, if I said, hey, we're going after this guy today, he'd be like, all right, no problem. I'm coming. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, granted, there's
And
really
I
no
do
issues where I'm coming after a guy, but
I do want to clear up because I don't know who's watching this.
Yep.
Quincy, my rescue swimmer buddy, if you're watching this, I'm not talking about you because he asked me about some streaming advice stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. You are
Yes.
friends, but I have you lost any friends because of this? Do you think? Like, because I mean, I would say you're. I mean,
Not
I hate saying
really.
like, oh, I'm successful, but like I would say, we're somewhat successful with the streaming stuff. So
Not really. Honestly, there's a lot of like my friends from high school and college that really still don't get what I do.
hmm.
They just don't. It never comes up. Like we hang out and we go out, we have dinner, we go to like a bar. It's not like, hey Danny, what's going on with your Twitch? It's like, let's think about all the old memories and like all that other stuff. And we're just like, we're not necessarily talking about like my work. You know, be like, oh, they'll be like happy that I'm doing well, but they won't like. That's not the conversations we have. You know what I mean? With my close friends, yeah, we talk about it occasionally, but I wouldn't say I lost any. There's a couple friends that I used to stream with that their lives just kind of brought them other directions that now we really just don't talk anymore because they're working every day and they don't stream, they don't do these things. But I mean, I wouldn't say I lost any friends. No.
That's good.
Yeah,
I've
no, but I
lost
also
one.
don't talk about it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't talk about it much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I literally like if conversation comes up, we talk about like my IT work. Like this is just again not work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I would say I've lost like one good friend, and it was really awkward, because like I could tell that they were like frustrated because they were trying to stream and do things like this, but
Mhm.
like it just, I don't know, they just didn't go about it the same way as me, and so like I could see the frustration there, and he had also been like, unfortunately like laid off because of COVID, and
Mhm.
so like I could see why it's stressful and like that, like I said, it's frustrating. Like when I was first starting out, I was looking at streamers that were, like our size right now, and I was like, all right, like how do you do this? Like it's not easy to figure out, like, okay, you have to make content to promote your stuff. But then it's like, even if you just figure that out, like, okay, I got to make content. Well, what type of content do I make? How much do I post? When do I post? Like there's so much to it.
Yeah.
And it could be a lot, especially, and it's discouraging too when
Yes.
like,
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, Dan, I wouldn't be where I am without Allie.
I'd say the
I don't
same
have
thing
that
about
in
my
me.
wife. Yeah.
I don't have it in me. Like I literally the only reason I even started posting on TikTok is because she wanted to like create memories and post it somewhere. And she was like, "Oh, let's just post it here." And then next thing you know, we wake up with 10,000 followers on TikTok because one
Yeah.
video blew up and has like 1 million views in a day. Like it was just unbelievable. We're like, "Wait." And the next thing you know, I have 60, 70, 80 people watching me play Valorant in the beta and we're like, "What is going on here?" You know what I mean? Like
We're on to
this
something.
is completely
Yeah.
like it correlates, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, "Oh, maybe we start posting stuff like this and this and this and this." And then like we're like, not too many people are doing this. I mean, now everyone in the world is doing this, right? It's like you go to
Yeah.
Tim's chat, Tim's 10-minute chat. It's like, hey, any tips for young streamers? And he's like, TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
Just make a TikTok, bro. Build a community there and bring them here, dude. It's the advice. This is the way people did it now. There's gonna be another way soon.
Yeah. I mean, before this,
But
it was
for right
YouTube.
now,
Like before
it was
TikTok was YouTube. Yeah.
100%. It was YouTube. It was Instagram. It was like it was. Now, of course, Reels is a thing, and that's a whole other thing, and the Snapchat
Yeah.
thing and all that. But I mean, TikTok
Snapchat.
literally correlates with how many like even like if videos start to pop off and do well and get a lot of views, you can completely see that correlate with new people stopping to stream. At the end of the day, it's up to us being entertaining enough, or if they like the community to stay.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that's where like I lack a little bit. My ADD, I just get so locked in, bro. I'm like Apex, and then it's like 20 comments go by, and then I got my boy Dylan like, Danny, read chat, stop being an idiot. I'm like, okay.
I'm the opposite. I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, this, and then boom, I get shot, and I'm like, oh, bro, like I'm distracted, you know?
Yeah, no, that just like the competitive nature comes out of me. It's like once I start, like I hate losing. Like I hate it. Especially like if I get rolled up on by like some guys that I know I'm better than. Like I know it. And then like, oh my God, I get so lost.
I should have killed that guy. I had him, you know, you're like,
dude, but my community's starting to get that, right? Like the people that know that like I love them, and I truly cherish every moment that they stop and stream and hang out. And there's the community the part of the community that gets that. New people coming in, they don't get it. It's like, dude, like I wrote 4 times. Like,
yeah.
Answer my question, you know? Answer my question.
Oh,
and I'm like, dude, I would love to answer every last question. And then I got like, you know, my boys help me do something like my mods I play with, like some of my like Dylan Daloon QT. He also streams. We got Yippee7, Goobu 42. We got all these guys that I play with that also are mods in my stream, and they'll like it's kind of cool because they'll have conversations with my chat and kind of evolve it into our conversation. So they're kind of watching my stream at the same time, have my chat open, and it's kind of like their chat too, you know? Yeah. And it's great to like kind of have that, and it makes my job so much easier too, because between the 4 of us, we catch a lot, you know? And they don't necessarily stream at the same times as me. They're like, I'll get off, they'll stream and stuff like that, and I'll just raid them. And it's just kind of bouncing around, but I always try to raid the people that support me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That have done things for me, and then that have watched me grow and have supported the community. Obviously, like yourself, whenever you're on, I always try to raid you because you've done so much for me and my community, you know what I mean? And we share so many, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just totally right. And you know, and these guys put hours and hours into watching my chat and deleting all the trolls and all the bullshit that have been happening lately. And they're working so hard. Like Dylan works just as hard and probably even harder than me during my stream because he's just dealing with bullshit. Ali sitting in her mod station, bullshit, just dealing with all the trolls and all the stuff. But most people don't see it.
Yeah,
right? Like we see it, but
I had been thinking about maybe saying this to you because, like, from a friend standpoint, I was like, I feel like you guys could go about it different. Because I've been there where, like, all of a sudden there's just a huge influx of like trolls and stuff, and I see you guys make the TikToks, right? Where you're like, oh, this guy, this, that, and I'm like, that's so messed up. But the way I've kind of learned to go about it is like, because it's ridiculous the nasty stuff people come up with and say, right?
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
believe me, I was in your stream last night. It was like, and so the craziest part is that like it was unfortunate timing, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but it was like things got a little rowdy at the end. Random people stopping in, new chatters, blah blah, like, hey, you know, Sugma, blah blah, you know, like really kind of starting to go at it.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, just chill. We're just vibing. We're listening to freaking non-copyright music, just vibing out, talking. You know, and they're like, Danny's on, let's go raid him. We got like 80%, like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, Danny raid, let's get it. And then next thing you know, it's like, I forget that these trolls that we've banned are still in the chat.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I look, and then here comes freaking like Bobby22 in your chat. And I'm like, God darn it. Like, I brought him there, right? And I'm like, but I don't see it. Because I banned him 20 minutes ago, but he's still in the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, so it's rough, but at the same time, like I almost was like, hey, we just banned these 3 guys, just ban them real quick. But like I didn't want to do that. Like I knew you guys would take care of it. Your moms would just be on it. But
yeah, no, I was specifically talking about the TikToks. Like I've seen the TikToks for like obviously you or like Ali are really frustrated with something that somebody said. And for me, there's certain things that people will say where I'm like, hey bro, like I can't believe you said that. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself that you even took the time to write that. And that's it. I move on. Everybody's like, what is he talking about? I'm like, don't worry about it. That's it. But then there's times where it's like, I can't believe somebody like what they said is like so ridiculous in like a funny way. And so like a TikTok, like the way I would make a TikTok about that is like, I would laugh about it. Like, can you believe how like stupid this is, you know? Yeah. And so people like, I feel like the vibe people get is like, oh, like Danny doesn't care. He just kind of like laughs it off, you know? But like when you make a TikTok and you talk about how like somebody said something and it really bothered you, that's just going to encourage them to do it more.
100%. You're right. It was like recently, the things that really get to me are the ones that like, oh, Allie's slacking. I'm like, what?
Just gotta ignore it, man.
Do you know the shit that she does in one fucking day? Yeah. You know, like, but that's the shit. It's like, and they're like, dude, like, do you just like, is she your slave? Like, you just, all I see is you playing video games. Like, yeah, that's our content. You know, like our content is me streaming, her supporting me, doing the thing, you know, like you see 5 seconds or maybe at tops in a day, 5 minutes of our everyday life. And half of it is staged, right? It's like not the food stuff, but like the little funny skits and the little things and like the questions and like, yeah, that's just answering questions. But like, they don't know what our everyday life's like.
Right.
You know, they don't. The people that are just tuning in don't even know I go to work every day. They think this is my full-time thing, you know? And it's just the ones about Allie and her effort are the and Allie works too. It's not like she's home doing this stuff too. She literally works the same hours as me. Mm-hmm. And then she comes home and is working her ass off and doing so many things behind the scenes, editing TikToks, like commenting, getting to know people in the comments and oh my God, I can't believe you answered our comment. Yeah, Allie's in there answering as many people as possible.
Yeah, no, she's on it. But she's on it. But
she's slacking, you know? And
but dude, you gotta understand. Like, you're telling me that is obviously something that like rattles you, and they see that, and so they're gonna keep doing it as long as you give it attention. You just gotta shrug it off, man. I went through the same thing with my wife. They're like, oh, like your wife doesn't have a job, like she just like mooches off of you and like spends your money and this and that. I'm like, you don't know if she makes money or not. She's got her own TikTok. She's got other things going on that we don't talk about, you know, like you guys don't know. And no matter how much you say that, there's still going to be people who come and say that and they don't get that. And you can't explain it to the whole world. So just kind of ignore it, bro. Don't waste the energy on it. And it fucks with your head too, man. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Definitely. Like, look, I've dealt with like the shit talkers, like the competition and things being said about my loved ones and things on the field. It was all free game, right? Like anything to get you like riled up. I get it. I got that. But it's like when something as clear as day. And the thing that bothered me the most was that I think they meant it. Like people commenting on like a TikTok for the first time, not going back and like seeing what our TikTok's all about and literally be like, imagine like, you know, Allie makes one joke on a TikTok about like, dude, I hate your mustache or something like that. She's like, oh, well, like, why doesn't Allie love you for who you are? Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is so rude. I'm like, dude, get educated before you say something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, like seriously, you know? And it bothers me because I know how much effort she does and puts into this and makes my dream a reality, you know? And for someone to come and say, oh, you're slacking like that. Oh, you know, I can deal with, oh, Danny, you suck. Oh, you know, you're so bad. Oh my God. Like, you're so stupid. I get that, bro. Right off. Like, it doesn't even bother me. But once you talk about like that, oh, dude.
Yeah. I mean, what really made it click for me is my wife was like, it's not that they're saying it that bothers her. It's that it bothers me that bothers her. And so I feel like it could be very similar for you and Allie. Like, I'm sure it upsets her to see you like upset about something. So gotta ignore it, bro.
But we do. But like also, you know, like it would be, it almost felt wrong for me not to like step up for it. You know what I mean? It's like you're at a bar and someone says something to her. You're not just going to shrug it off, you know?
Right.
Like,
but that's different. You're at a bar. This is the internet, bro.
I know. Everyone's behind their little freaking
it's just
username and their keyboard.
Snotty little kids, man.
Let's see what they let's see what kind of reaction I can get out of them today. You know, like, no,
I made them mad. They're like,
good, 1 point for me.
Yeah,
you know, nah, dude, I get it. It's just like when things like that, like I know it probably promotes it more, right? It's like,
totally,
dude, that's his soft spot.
Somebody sees it and they're like,
yeah, dude, let's get it. You know,
he didn't like that. Again, I'm gonna do that
dude,
too.
A lot. The praise to my mod team that literally just like we had a talk and we're like, look, these are the things, you know, timeout. I don't even want to see it. Just delete the message.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know, like, and half the time, I don't even see the stuff. It's so like clean when I look at it. Only when like we're doing like the just chatting and like stuff like that, where I'm just like firing away.
Yeah.
Like it'll get me, you know.
For me, it's like, the auto mod.
They do such a good job.
The auto mod is what I see. Like when it flags it right away. That's usually the nastiest stuff.
Like, it's like, hey, should we let this through? Deny or accept?
Yeah. This has been held back for racial slurs and like offensive sexual like comments or something. It's like,
I'm like, oh,
Jesus,
just
bro.
ban them. Just ban them.
What is that person going through that they came up with that nasty comment? Like, Jesus, dude.
Oh my God, dude.
Makes me worry about them.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad for them more than anything because like you're literally going out of your way to try to like bring someone else down. You know, like how bad are you doing? You know, are you okay? You need help? You know?
And sometimes you can read them a little bit. And I mean, a couple dozen times now, I've had it where somebody comes in the chat, says something disrespectful or mean, and then I'm like, bro, what's going on, man? Like, something ain't right here, dude. Like, everything okay at home? Like, what made you think of this nasty thing or rude thing to say? Like, you know, like, what's going on, man? And usually they'll be like, dude, you know, I'm sorry. I'm just honestly having a hard time, you know, streaming. Like, I thought it would be easier. And I'm like, oh, well, dude, you know, try doing this, try doing that. Are you doing this? And then it turns into a conversation and they come back and they're like one of the nicest people in the community now. Like, they want attention. And sometimes it doesn't matter what you say. They're just going to be an asshole. But
it's you know in them to be an asshole. But no, I'm with you. We definitely have to
pick your battles for sure.
Down. Oh, dude, the worst decision ever was to post an unban request on TikTok, and we literally was like, oh, dude, we literally were like, oh, this is a great idea. Like, this is a great unban request. We're gonna post it. We're gonna let the TikTok decide what we do, unban him or not. And then, dude, the next day in chat, literally no joke, I think we had to ban at least like 400 people.
Oh, man, because they're all saying the same stuff?
They were all just like, ban me, like, oh, we're not going to ban you. And then they're like, F that, blah, 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 you whore. Like, all these things. And I was like, okay,
was it bots?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was real people because they thought that if they got banned, we would then post their unban request. So then now they were all getting banned and then posting the nicest unban requests.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, dude, we don't need this. You know, like it literally made the chat so toxic. And we're like, never again, Allie. We're not doing this. Take it out of our repertoire.
Yeah.
The post got like 500,000 views. And we're like, oh God, you know?
Yeah.
And then it took like a week for that to die down. It was the worst.
I had a not so similar situation, but it's definitely an unban request situation.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody come to my chat, say some rude stuff, and I was like, look, dude, like the mods have told you like 4 or 5 times, I'm gonna ban you. So like I just click over, ban him real quick. And then all of my TikToks the next day, just a bunch of comments. Imagine banning me in your chat. Imagine banning me in your chat. This and that. And like his username on TikTok was the same as his Twitch name. So I had my wife come in and she's like, so-and-so said, imagine banning me in your chat. And I said, well, let's take a look. And I hadn't looked yet. Like it was one of those things just like, oh, we got to make another TikTok. Oh, I can use this. Boom. You know, I got an idea.
Content, bro.
Pull it up.
Yes.
His unban request has the N-word in it, but it's censored, right? And so I said, oh, well, look at that. Imagine using the N-word in Twitch chat. And then so everybody flocks to this kid's TikTok and is like, imagine being racist. And it was just bad. And like he posted a TikTok saying I'm sorry and that like he didn't mean it, he was stupid, this and that. And then my post got taken down for bullying. And I was like, it definitely wrote a line where I was like, yeah, I probably deserved to get that one taken down.
That's
but
when, you know,
it was a learning experience.
Yes, learning experience. But at the same time, I'm not going to say he didn't get what he deserved. But, you know, I'm not going to, you know.
I mean, maybe he learned something.
I can say you don't have to. I'll say it. But look, there's a lot. We've gotten that a lot because Allie's half black. So we get my fair share of I can't imagine, like dude. That.
It's just
it's terrible.
The internet,
it's
man.
Terrible.
The fact that somebody can anonymously say something that they obviously would never say to somebody in person.
But the scariest part is, if you think about it, that's the real them.
Yeah, like they're uncensored, they're unfiltered. Like they're
uncensored, unfiltered. Those are the real people. You know what I mean? That's their real feelings. And it's scary because you'll never think it because socially they're like, oh, I can't do that. You know, like people are, you know, judge me and do all these things, you know, but that's them. And it's scary. And I feel bad for them, you know, like, I don't know how you grew up, but that's just messed up, you know? And I think that, like, obviously I don't go into too much detail. That's the kind of thing I just stay away from. It's just like, I don't even want to bring it up because again, I don't want more of it. Pretty much like kind of what you said, right? Like I should probably take my own advice with all the bad things.
Yeah, like I said, that was just something that like I felt like I should share with you because I've experienced the same thing in 100%. A way, you know. 100%. And like I just know that it encourages it in the long run. Dude, so
we're going down the same path, right? And experiences that maybe I've experienced that maybe you haven't, or same. You know, that's why it's nice having friends going along the same path, right?
I mean, that's why it's called Creators Unite, man.
That's it, dude. That's it, man. And I'm truly blessed to see the community grow and my community grow and the friendships I'm obtaining through content creation is just unbelievable. You know, the personalities, the people I've met, and again, like I said before, these are people I would have never had a chance to meet through, you know, soccer, or being the jock of the school and stuff like that. These are the guys that honestly I really never gave a chance because like I just never interfaced with them, right? Like I never had an opportunity. But like I could have probably been friends with 20 of the kids I just never talked to in high school because again I was just like that persona. And then, you know, I literally could have like 12 more best friends maybe if I just kind of sat at a different table at lunch instead of just sitting with my teammates, you know.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, continue.
I was going to say, here's an interesting question for you. Have you lost any content creator friends due to like work coming back? Like work started back up, they couldn't stream anymore.
A few.
I've had one and it still kind of like makes me sad. I'm like, I miss them.
Yeah. So one of the OGs of my channel, probably one of the longest subbed kids on my channel. I think it's like almost 36, 37 months. His name's Nienist. I wouldn't say I lost him. I lost him from streaming. We're still friends. We talk. You know, we were thinking about even making the trip out to Nick Merck's barbecue together and like
That's
doing
dope.
that because like we communicate. It's just I miss playing with him. He was we played duos. We did a lot of like the competitive stuff in Fortnite. He ended up playing like for a small org in COD for Warzone, just kind of burnt him out. And then work and the income from like streaming wasn't enough for him. Again, he was one of those like really cracked kids, but like really didn't communicate with the stream much. It was like you're going there to watch great gameplay, you know? And it can only take him so far. It wasn't really paying the bills. So he kind of slowed down and stopped. But I texted him the other day. I was like, dude, you gotta like come out of retirement for a little bit and like play some games with me, man. And like I just miss playing with you, you know? Granted, he's doing great with what he's doing and stuff. I just miss seeing his name. Like I have all of like a couple, like you being one of them, of as soon as I click my little rocket button on my stream deck, all my applications open, all my web links, all my friends' streams open, so I can see everyone who's live at one point as soon as I go live. And it's kind of sad, but it's almost been, give or take, a year and a half that I've literally loaded his Twitch channel every day. and I haven't seen him live. And I'm hoping one day it's just like, boom, he's there. You know, I'm
Yeah.
still sub to him. Still sub to him. He hasn't streamed in a year and a half. I'm still subbed because I'm hoping, you know, like, dude, we had the best of times, man. The best of times. I just miss it, you know?
Yeah. No, it was sad because it was kind of short lived. I only like got to really like stream with him and stuff for like maybe a month and a half. I stumbled upon his TikTok because I was like, dude, this guy's funny. Like, and I showed my dad his TikToks and he thought it was funny. And I was like, my dad doesn't really, we don't relate in like humor and stuff like that too often. So I was like, yeah, this guy's genuinely funny. His name was Tony Cola Duty, and it was like he's an Italian kind of style. Like he would put on this Italian accent. He'd have the Italian music. He'd be wearing like sweats, you know, like he's in the mob or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, it was just his sense of humor was just awesome. Like he had this running joke where he'd be like, he's like, oh, he's gonna finish me off, like, you know, like he's down. And he's like, but not like that, like, you know, like something, you know, like just this goofy
awesome,
running
man.
joke. And it turns out I had him on the podcast once. He was I guess before COVID, he was like some kind of sports commentator. And so now that sports came back, he just disappeared. And I was like, oh, dude, I miss him. Like, this guy was fun. I played GTRP with him. We would like roll around as like news reporters and like, you know, he'd come up and be like, what's the story here? You know, like he's going and like, we're just doing this thing. And he just disappeared one night.
Yeah, dude.
And I messaged him on Discord and I was like, dude, I missed you. Like, what happened? He's like, you know, just work started back up. Didn't hear anything else.
Dude, a couple of people that were part of the stream that were eventually became mods. We had a kid in Europe, Missy Q's. What's not his name? Not Missy Q's, but I have I'm gonna go into a little depth here. I'm very bad with Twitch names. Okay, if you got all kinds of numbers and letters and like stuff mixing you up, dude, like I tell everyone right away, hey, look, dude, thank you so much for the Prime, but I'm gonna F your name up. I'm letting you know now.
Yeah.
Like I
get it.
Everyone like thinks it's funny now, and a couple of people that like that have came in that are now part of the community that are here for the long run that I've messed up their name. I now call them by the name I messed up, like Missy Q's, but it's Masik's.
Yeah.
Like I just called them Missy Q's, you know. And then now, every time I see him, it's Missy Q's, and everyone calls them Missy Q's, minus a few people who are like, Dan, you're an idiot. Why you call him that? But like. Dude, so now it's like things like that. But regardless, so now this kid that was in Europe, out of school, doing his thing, he was in the stream every day. Like we were playing games, doing a thing, and then just like life started up again. We had a guy named Fusion being like, he was literally one of the best mods ever, literally on top of things, helping out, doing things. He was gaming with us. He was doing stuff. I actually I got my hands on a 3070. And he was like really looking for one, so I sent it out to him. And like he was but now like work started up for him again, and like the schedule doesn't work out with what I'm doing, and like we still talk occasionally, but like it's just difficult, you know. It's just super super difficult, and it's sad to see them not be around, but I understand. You know,
exactly.
Like life happens. People come in all the time. Danny, sorry I'm late. I'm like, late? You're on time. If you show up at all, you're on time, right? Like just having you guys want to spend your free time with me is enough. Like I'm happy as can be. But like some of these guys feel like it's necessary to be there on time every day at 7:00. And it's just amazing because they love the other people's stream. It's not even just necessarily me anymore. It's like they're checking in on other people and hey, how you doing? Got Troy, Nuke Boy, Quack, all these guys that are stopping every single day just to like say hi, checking in on other people, and just be a part of the community that, again, is just amazing that is forming, you know?
Yeah. No, I got people who like there's a kid Sheeshley. He made like a TikTok fan page. It's like he posts consistently. Like there's a lot of people who like, hey, I made a fan page. They post like once and never post again. Like this guy like actually has fun with it, and like he'll find clips and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. Like it's bringing back memories. No, it's funny. Like I like it.
Awesome.
And he's always coming to the streams and like just super supportive and everything. Really, like it's a pleasure to have him there. You know.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
There's another guy. I think it's like Chris Simons. He always comes in and he just says like, hey, I hope you're having a good day. You know, hope the family's well, this and that. Like, just stopping by to say hi. And he always drops 245 bits every time. Like, I don't know why 245, but he always does 245. But yeah, there's just like little people like that, you know, like you do have those little people
awesome.
that, here and there, it's like, when they aren't there all of a sudden, like you feel it, you know?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There was a Poop Monster is this guy's name, dude. And he was goodness, I would say 2-3 years ago when Apex first came out. I was playing it, and he would come in every day. Hey, how you doing? But like literally say 2 things and leave. Like, hey, just checking in. All right, bye. Literally that every day. And then like I didn't hear from him much. I stopped playing Apex, blah blah. 2 or 3 days ago, load up Apex again, bro.
There he
Get
is.
going. Boom, poop monster, bang, right? Hey, how you doing? I just want to stop in and say hi. And then he's like flexing his follower days and stuff with like all like the new guys. And they're like, dude, this guy's been here for like 2 years, 6 months. I'm like, yeah, it's Puma. And like it was so crazy because like I recognized it and I instantly like jumped right to it. And they're like, dude, I've never seen this guy before. It happens all the time, like when the first badge pops up.
Yeah.
Like from someone that hasn't been around much, but they just want to like stop and see how I'm doing. I got my boy Amateur that was like day 1, dude, was in here, subbed, and like always checks in every day. Not every day, but like whenever he does, I always see it. Just unbelievable, man. Like how time flies, and like I literally have like a 36-month sub.
That's crazy,
and
man.
those are like the OGs, you know?
Yeah.
And I just had to switch my sub badges.
I gotta make some new ones.
Yeah, like I just like added a couple different colorways of the logo and like like a rainbow one for like 3 years. It's just kind of crazy that I needed to make, but it is what it is, dude.
Yeah, just to kind of shift topics. Because I didn't really know what happened. I just saw that you guys had gotten like banned from posting for a while. What happened? Because like that's never happened to me. I've seen it happen to my brother.
Yeah, we're really not sure. There was a couple posts that like got reported for nudity, which obviously literally there was no nudity. And then there was another post that was put on for bullying because Ali was joking around about my mustache and like calling it like crispy and shit.
Yeah.
And like just that alone, between those 2 reports, literally like going back to back, it was like they sent us, hey, we're gonna temporarily prevent you guys from posting. And then we obviously like sent in, hey, like this is not nudity, this is not bullying, you know. And then like within that night, they sent us like at like 2 a.m. They sent it like, hey, you can post again, blah blah blah, like you're good to go.
That's good.
But, like it's kind of, it honestly kind of was pretty interesting because as you know, I don't know if you know this, I'm pretty sure you do. I have a gaming TikTok as well. It's completely separate.
Yeah, because I saw you had posted on that one, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so then it was kind of funny because a lot of people didn't know how long that unpost ban. So Ali was just posting there during the 24, and then like we gained like 20,000 followers on that account. So we're like slowly approaching 10K, or not 10K, 100K on that account, which is cool. We just wanted to separate it because, I mean, there's a lot of people just posting gameplay TikToks thinking it's gonna make people come to their stream, but that just doesn't work that way, you know. But I also want to still allow people, if they want to see it, that are part of the community, they can, you know. Yeah, definitely not the account we focus on.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty crazy because I post so much different stuff. Like I posted a TikTok because people are like, oh, you do jujitsu, and I was like, yeah. And so like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and see if I can like make a little video out of this. So like I was like, I'm gonna take you guys with me, and like I go to jujitsu.
I watched it.
Yeah, yep. So I showed that, and then like yesterday, this guy shows up to the gym that I had seen before, but he's like, dude, I saw your TikTok. I didn't know you were like a big TikTok guy. This and that. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, my sister was going through TikTok and was like, isn't this the gym you go to? And I'm like, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool, you know? Or like, dude, I posted about this hot dog spot here where they put like queso and carne asada on it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The owner like 2 times ago, because I've been going there a lot. It was pretty good. So I go there and like I'm ordering, you know, and I was super tired, bro. Like they were about to close. I was just like kind of out of it, you know. And all of a sudden he goes, hey, dude, I really appreciate that video you sent. Like there's people from like all over town coming, and like people out of town coming to like check out the place. Like thank you. And I was like, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
dude, it's crazy, man. I mean, I actually just got recognized in public for the first time the other day,
ooh,
which was interesting.
it's weird,
I
isn't
was,
it?
yeah, one of the same guy I keep talking about, Rocky Burns. Um, he was in town. He's normally from PA, but he's in town for work, so we got lunch. We're sitting at Chipotle,
Love
and
Chipotle.
guy literally like, well, I guess was saw me and was nervous about coming up to me. So then he literally sent Danny and Allie TikTok a DM, and then Allie's always checking, and
Yeah.
Allie's like,
She's on
dude,
top
like
of it,
he
dude.
doesn't, she's like, I don't, he doesn't care. You can go up to him. So then he came back from his car and came inside and like tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, Danny, like, I love your TikToks. Can I like get a picture? I'm like, sure. Like why
Yeah.
not? Well, sure. It was just crazy to think that like I got asked you twice, and then I was like going into a store and someone was walking out. They're like, dude, I love your TikToks. Like, thanks, dude. Just kept going, It was
Yeah.
just it's crazy to think. And again, I don't go out much more anymore. I'm literally work and home. And like the 2 times I went out in this month, I got recognized. So it's kind of scary. I'm worried.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I totally get it. Like, whenever my wife and I go out on dates now, we always like somewhere we get recognized. Like, I was at the movies one time, and I'm in line, and I hear like this sister and this brother like arguing about putting butter on the popcorn or something, right? And I turn around, and the kid stops, locks eyes with me, goes, and drops his popcorn, and is like,
it's like the movies, dude.
and he's looking at me. He's like 4 feet away from me. Turns to his sister and goes, that's the guy from TikTok. And I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, this is weird. Like, because like he was like, I don't know. It was just weird to me. Like, he like froze up. And I was like, what's up? But like, we went to this amusement park that's here in town. This little kind of like, a little tiny little amusement park, but it's cool. It's got some roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah.
And like a couple people, like we were walking, and like from like 100 feet away, I hear, hey! Like this guy like screaming, and like this guy's like, dude, my kid loves your TikToks. Like, can we get a picture with you? I was like, sure, dude. But same thing happened at the bowling alley. Like, it's just like grown ass people are coming up now. Like, my kids love your stuff. Like, your stuff's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I started watching it. Or like I was at the water park, and this old lady comes up and is like, my grandson really loves your TikToks. And I was like, he's right over there.
So
Can you come
great.
say hi and get a picture? I was like, yeah, like, but I'm like, it's just, and that was in Colorado. So like, we're like out of state,
Dude, it's crazy, man.
Same thing in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy to think that like, again, by no means do I like think
I don't feel worthy, dude, at all. I'm like, dude, I'm just like you. I'm on the internet, like doing my thing.
Yeah, dude, I just enjoy myself, that just comes along with it. But like my boy Dylan QT, he constantly like gives me a hard time. He's like, when we got recognized, he's like, dude, told you you're famous. Told you. And I'm like, nah, dude, like I'm not. And like now that's like his go-to thing. Like I don't have queues for Splitgate for some reason. I can log in and it just works.
Me too. He got whitelisted. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's like, oh, you're famous, dude. And I'm like, no, dude. It's just like I streamed it for the first day. I probably had like 150 viewers during my 24. So they're like, oh, But then he constantly, he's like, dude, you're famous, bro. You're famous. It's like this is like go-to joke now. And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
dude.
my dad was like, we were at the zoo, and this like whole family was like, you're Danny DeRito. And it's funny because like everybody loves little man. Like they're like, but like if they always come up to me, like, and my wife's just kind of standing there like smiling at me, while with or like her and like little man are like standing there and like, wait, that's little man, huh? And I'm like, yep, that's him. It's just like, it's weird,
100%, man. 100%.
But I was at the zoo, and I had a mask on, and so like, because this was like way back,
Yeah.
like vaccines were just now starting to be a thing, and so like we all have masks on, and this family kept staring at me, and I'm like, they recognize me, and I'm talking to my dad, and like this kid comes up to me and is like, hey, are you Danny DeRito? And I was like, yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
first time here at the zoo, this and that is pretty cool, And my dad's like, "You're famous," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like, it's just it's
dude,
geographic,
chill.
you know, like
Yeah.
this and
Yeah,
that.
no,
But
I'm with you, man.
it was just weird for my dad to say that, you know.
Definitely don't feel like I deserve
No,
it either.
I don't. And like it was funny because I go to acting class, right? And this guy comes in and he talks to us, younger kid, like probably like 19, 20. And the teacher was like, "Hey, you should tell them, you know, like we got like 10 minutes before class is over and we're finished with the lesson. You should just tell them about your like experience here and like, you know, the work you've been doing." And it turns out he's taken like 30 classes at this acting school, you know? And so I was like, "Oh, so there's that many. Like, oh, I'm going to do that too, you know? Like that's awesome." So a lot of credits you can put on a resume, you know, like very
100%.
versatile, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, so you know, like this, I got booked on the Roswell show because he's Hispanic, so like, you know, he gets a lot of like Spanish speaking roles."
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was talking about how recently he just got he got a small little part. He got like caught stealing in an episode of Better Call Saul. Okay, so it's like, okay, that's pretty cool, you know. And then so like the class ends and we're all talking to each other. And then he's like, "Yeah, you know, like we all gotta kind of like, we're all going to the same school, like, you know, like we gotta like network with each other, you know, like it's super important. Like you're gonna meet people that like, you know, you're gonna work with if they're as serious about it as you." And so he's like, "What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?" Like, you know, we're all like exchanging Instagrams and stuff. I don't know what he chose Instagram, but then he stops and he looks at me and he goes, "What have you been in? Like you acted in some stuff?" And I was like, "No, like this is like, you know, my first day of acting class."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I recognize you from somewhere." I was like, "It's probably TikTok." And then he was like, "Oh," and we had this huge long conversation and he was like, "I'm actually like, we're making like a series of TikToks, me and my friend, this and that." And so like I stopped and I talked to him about like how to go about it and like hook people. And it was just weird, man. You know?
Dude, it's a whole, like, I don't know how to put it. It's like people value that number next to your username like so highly, right? Like we met one couple at the early premiere of Suicide Squad, and they were like, "Oh, like so you like what do you do?" Like, "Oh, I was like, I stream. We have a TikTok. It's doing pretty well," and it kind of, you know, they just found us through there. And she was like, "Oh yeah, no, I like do cosplay and stuff, and like this is who I cosplay." So they invited me. They found me through like Instagram and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome," you know. And next thing you know, they like looked up our name. They're like, "Holy, you're famous, dude! Like you have so many followers." I was like, "Nah, it's not like that. Like it's just not. Like I don't see myself in that light. Like I know you don't either. Are you just doing this because you love doing it?" And like, but people value that check mark, you know. But like for me, the check mark doesn't mean like, "Oh, I'm famous." It's the work that we put into getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get a check mark and everyone's gonna think I'm the coolest person ever." Like, no, not at all. It's literally just it's a trophy for the work you put in.
Yeah.
It's you know, unless you're like super lucky and you just know somebody that knows somebody and you're just kind of smooching, like it's literally a grind every day to post and do stuff and stream, and
it's hard.
And it's very hard, you know. And that the first check mark and the only check mark I have is Twitch, and it really meant a lot because I never thought in a million years that I would ever even get to that point where I would be partnered.
Yeah.
So again, I was streaming to 1-2 people for
and like
2 years.
Like the first time I applied, like they were denying a lot of people. You know, like there was just a lot of people applying because of COVID. And so I got denied that first time and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'm not going to get it," you know?
Yep.
Like maybe this is like the peak. You know? So like it's demotivating for sure. Like we go through the same things, you know, as everybody else, getting demotivated. Like I talk about it all the time. Sometimes I'll like lay there in bed for like 10 minutes just like, what do I do first today? Like I've got so much to do, but like I'm like overstressed, overwhelmed, you know? Like I have to deal with it the same way, you know? But
it's a lot. Definitely get run down.
But yeah, I think we should shift topics. We've been talking about TikTok and Twitch like this whole time, I feel like. So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I wanted to ask you because I had reached out to the people about the helium miners, and they said there was some kind of like issue with like supply or something like that, and they said they'd reach out in like 3 weeks. They never did. but like they had me fill out a thing. So I don't know if you heard anything. Like, what's going on?
I have not, but everyone is trying to get their hands on them because again, it's still one of the more profitable cryptos right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, dude, to get one is very difficult. To say 3 weeks was still generous. There's people back order for 4 or 5 months. So
Jeez.
like but that's the thing. They rather be in your hands because again, you're still promoting it. But promotion for them is probably super difficult. Like they don't because they can't promote it because there's no way of like supply for it, right? Like they can pump it, they can get everyone all hyped about it, but unless they can sell things, there's no reason
there's
to
no
do
supply,
it, you know what I mean?
like for the demand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, it was one of those things that I just kind of got in at the right time.
Yeah. And I heard they're about to do one of those halvings where they like have the so it's going to be like, half as profitable and stuff, but I'm still interested. It's a really cool like project.
Definitely interesting. Interesting. But I wouldn't hesitate. You have to understand that guy's got a lot on his plate.
Oh yeah.
It can't hurt to put yourself back on the top of that email list, and because there's no reason why he wouldn't want to send you one. You know what I mean? It'd be stupid if he didn't. Right? But I mean, you're only going to help them,
Right.
But we stopped promoting it completely on TikTok
for
our own
thing?
reasons.
Yeah.
With that whole thing. But yeah, it kind of just died off. No one really asked about it after like a month. But I mean, it's still working well for me. I actually just bought bigger antennas that I'll probably install in the next couple weeks or so. Just to stretch my range a little bit.
Yeah, I actually
definitely decreased probably
really?
half as much in the last like 2-3 months. I don't know if they changed something on their end, but I just wanted to see if I can increase that again with these
I mean that where
antennas.
they halved it, that might have already happened. I don't know for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Again, it was one of those things that once it started to become profitable for me, I told myself I'm not going to look every day. I honestly probably haven't looked in like 2 weeks. It just kind of runs and does its own thing.
Yeah, so I totally just like fully committed to Ethereum. Like I was like, you know what? Like I got money just sitting here. It's not earning anything. Let me buy some Ethereum, and it's. I think I'm gonna hold it for the long term. Like I legitimately think if I keep investing in Ethereum, in like 10 years I could be a multimillionaire. The way that I'm doing it.
No,
so
it's there's ways of doing like a scheduled like X amount of dollars, into Ethereum, and just again, it doesn't hurt much because you're doing a little over time, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're dumping your bank account into it,
right.
But again, it's a safe investment too, right? If you
Ethereum
think about
and Bitcoin are like right now considered like the safest coins to invest in.
But when I say safe, it's one of those things. It's like you're never investing something you're not afraid to lose, right? If Ethereum goes bottom up, it's like, okay, tough loss, but I move on.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm investing everything into Doge and hoping it goes to the moon.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, right? I think there's a lot. Again, this is not financial advice for anybody.
Exactly.
But
this is purely for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment. You're literally playing like slots. You're literally betting on it doing well. Like there's no, that's literally it. And Ethereum and these like Helium, obviously I'm into, but again, I'll never invest or bet something that I'm not willing to lose.
Yeah.
And that's something very important for people to understand. It sucks you're putting $100 bet or $1,000 into Ethereum and it starts to drop. It's not like you have to put another 1,000 to make up the difference to hope it goes back. You gotta play it smart and understand that you are betting no matter what you're trying to invest in. If it's a stock, if it's a crypto or anything like that, it's a bet. You might have your knowledge and your research, but I mean,
nobody knows
really how much no one knows. No one, unless you're part of it, and it's this inside shit that again obviously always happens anyway. But like it's you're always betting. It's a 50-50 probably you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Just
and I'm
into it thinking that.
The way that I look at crypto is like the long term investment of it. Like there's people who like day trade crypto, and I would lose my mind if I did that.
Yeah, and you're getting the freaking like 30%, 40% of your profits snatched anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
long-term
how much
capital gains tax or
oh my
short-term.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's not, and that's why the helium thing for me, man, has been great because again, I have nothing invested of my own
And it's
money.
just passive, you know, like you just
Passive,
it sits there and
dude.
does its own thing. Yeah.
Passive. Literally woke up one day with 78 more. I don't know if we talked about
Yeah.
this. Probably happened.
You talked about that. Yeah.
78 more one day. It just everything hit at once. It just boom, boom, boom. Next thing you
Perfect
know,
storm. Yeah.
at that time, it was like $18 a freaking. That's a lot of money.
That's
One
like,
day doing nothing. But then now, it's sitting around like 13 and change. Dude, it's free money, right? And it's not doesn't count as income yet because I didn't cash out.
exactly. Yeah.
Right? And if I do, I'm not cashing out into cash. I'm moving that thing into a wallet, converting it to something that I can buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, or something like that. Because as soon as you put it into cash, that's income.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get taxed on it.
Yeah.
But as long as it stays in crypto, and then I pull it when I need it, I'm good.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way I look at it too. Is like, so right now my strategy, and again, entertainment purposes, it's just my little thing that I do. I've been buying like 1 Ethereum every month, and so
Okay.
I mean I've been doing it for a while, so I've got like, I'm not even gonna say I've got a decent amount now, and I want to continue to do that to the point where it gets like Bitcoin expensive, and it's like it doesn't make sense to buy it anymore. But I mean, you look at, possible predictions if Ethereum has that long of a, run, we're talking like, in a decade, it's still one of the bigger coins. I mean, it could be worth anywhere from like 25 to 100 grand a coin, And so if you have 100 coins, that's anywhere from, 2.5 million to 10 million.
You're on a beach somewhere, Danny.
But the thing that I like, it's like once you get to that point, like Ethereum, I don't know if it's gonna like outlive us. It's definitely a possibility. But crypto is so new, nobody knows what's gonna happen.
No one knows.
But it's like, I guess
it's
what
valuable because we say it's valuable.
Pretty much, yeah. And
you
like,
know what I mean?
But what I was gonna say is that at that point though, it's like something else might come along and it might make more sense to convert to that, this and that. But like I feel like at some point it's going to be like, okay, like I cash out like 1 coin a month, and it's like that's
passive income,
or
baby.
not
You live off it.
like 1 coin a year.
Income.
Sorry, not a month, So if you have 100 coins, like
hey,
that's enough
Danny,
for a lifetime.
You know what I mean?
The other thing is like I know the type of money that actors can make once they get to a certain level, and it's like. Like, I mean, I should be able to support myself just doing that. So like, hopefully, finance is not something. Like I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I want to buy a Lambo and this and that. Don't get me wrong. I would like a Mustang, but I mean that's like no more than $100,000. Like to me, like if you can buy a decent house with the car you have, that's stupid. That's stupid. Yeah. No. Unless that's your thing, and it's just not mine.
See, that's the thing. I was always a car guy my whole life. Like my dad and I would like wash our cars in the driveway on a Saturday and like literally sit and watch NASCAR, and that was just us.
NASCAR.
Like that's dude. Like I wasn't even that into it. I just liked the like nice Italian bread, and it was nice, dude. It's just like what we did. And like, we've had connections in the car world for a while now. So like I personally drive an Audi, but it's not, I don't pay, like I lease it, but like I don't pay what a normal person would pay.
An Audi? That's cute, man. I drive a Corolla. Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry, dude. My bad.
It's a sport edition.
Dude, yeah, man. Like I'm lucky enough to be in a position where what I drive is a little cheaper for me because the people we know,
Yeah.
And I like cars. Granted, I don't drive much anymore. I used to be like out and about a little bit more. So like in reality, do I need it? No. Honestly, the lease ends this month, so I got to figure out if I'm buying it out or like what's going on. Like it was what is it? 12,000 miles a year and for 3 years, and I only have like 8,000 miles on it. So like, dude, I'm way under the mileage. So the way it works is you can actually buy the car out. They give you a number to buy the car out when you start the lease.
Right.
So, but that's as if you bring it back with 36,000 miles. But my car has
Yeah,
8.
I've always
So like I
looked
can
at
buy it and then sell it for more because it has less miles.
leases
So
definitely make a lot of sense from like a business standpoint. Like I've definitely thought
100%.
about that. Yeah. And by the way, sorry, I was totally listening the whole time. Little man came in and wanted to inform me that there was a bug that flew in the house, and he had to tell me. So
Hey, little police, bug police, big thing.
yeah, he had to let me know what was going down.
Don't you worry about it, man.
But
Don't you worry.
I had my buddy Electric Shock. He's a huge G Fuel guy.
Yeah.
Like he's been making G Fuel content for like 6 years. He's gotten his own shaker. He just did like a photo shoot with them that was really cool. And so he like promotes his like stuff on his car. Like he puts it on his car, and because of that, because it's advertisement and it's a business, he can write that stuff off. And so like I've been looking, I'm like,
yeah,
what can I do here?
I've been really enjoying leasing a car just because there's no stress about it, right?
Yeah.
The engine blows up, you hand the keys over to give you another one. Like there's literally
another one. Yeah.
There's no stress about it, right?
Yeah.
And that's
I get you.
that's the perk of it, I guess. But at the same time, it's like then you're paying the monthly fee and all this stuff. But do I need to drive what I'm driving? Probably not. I'll probably figure out something cheap. It's like I'm not driving much, man. I just need to get point A to point B and I need to get to work and back. But at the same time, if I can write it off and take X amount of dollars off, write off, I might consider it. Maybe I drive something similar.
How much do you like? Because I've seen videos where like, do you get into like finance stuff on YouTube? Like you watch anything?
Not really.
So there's this guy, Stephen Graham. He's like our age, and he's got, he's just killing it with real estate, all this stuff. And he did a video where he talked about, he's like, I got a Tesla, Model S, P100D, whatever.
Yeah, it has to weigh over a certain amount for it to be able to be a work car or something.
For like $47 a month or something. And so he broke down like how he kind of like went about writing it off, and like, he uses it. He's got to look the part when he goes to sell houses, like he's doing well, and nobody's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy it. I trust this guy to like, sell me the right house, but he drives a shitbox Honda, like that's obviously you got to look the part. So for me, it's like, I don't really have a reason for that yet, but like maybe if I really do get into the acting, like, I'm making public appearances and stuff, so it's like
100%.
I could see maybe doing it then. But
I had a conversation with someone who was a little bit more knowledgeable than I. When I started my LLC and stuff, they were like, dude, like if you get a haircut, you can put it on your business credit card. You're doing live appearances every day at night. It's part of your image, right? Your mustache stuff, like all that stuff is write off. Merch, if you want to buy clothes and if you're going to wear it on stream, you can write it off. You just have to have receipts. You have to have like documentation of why you're buying it, what you're doing. Like they're like, if you're making networking appearances, when I went to the Suicide Squad thing, transportation there, transportation home, food while I'm there. We went out to dinner. It's like, we got to eat, right? It's for a networking event. It's all these things. But now when it says, hey, you went to a steakhouse, what is this for? Oh, it was a networking event. You have to put it under that category.
Yeah.
It's having that documentation and that knowledge of what you're spending on, when you're doing it, and keeping track of it is the hard part.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like it just like anything, like when I really got serious about like working out and like I was trying to lose weight, and like, if you get really serious about like getting super lean, like you kind of have to like keep track of what you eat to an extent, and like after a certain point, like it was just like routine. I didn't even think about it when I tracked it. So I feel like it'll get to that at that point where like I feel that way about tracking expenses. But one thing that I've been told right now is that we don't want to write too much stuff off because it's going to count against like our net gross income, and that's going to affect getting a home loan. So we're waiting until we buy a house until like I do any of this stuff, like super serious. Like obviously, like when we go out of town and we film a vlog or something like that, it's like, we write some of this stuff off, because it's for content, but
100%.
Or like any of my setup stuff, because that stuff's crazy expensive, like my camera and stuff. But which by the way, I'm actually, what I'm thinking about right now, and I think I need to go ahead and pull the trigger. People have talked about how, like I've gotten comments on my G Fuel reviews. They're like, you should get a better webcam, and I'm like, no, it's not the webcam. It's just like the way I have it set up. I don't like to move it. I don't like to mess with stuff. Like, so it looks the same way as I do when I stream. But I want to get another camera, get like a nice mic on it and everything, because I'm gonna have to film self-tape auditions anyways. But I can also
100%.
set up like a little table and do my G Fuel reviews there, so it's gonna feel more
100%.
special. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that soon. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get another
highly
camera.
recommend it. Would definitely recommend it. And it's one of those things. It's that's a business expense, but at the same time, it's not just for your enjoyment. It's for better content. It's building your brand and building the content to be better and more entertaining. It's not like, oh, I want a 3090 because I want a 3090.
Give me
It's
2 of them.
I want to
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's but like again, yeah, I splurged, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I invested in a better camera. I have what you see right now is a Sony A5100 and a Sigma lens, and you get the whole bokeh effect thing and the whole thing. It's part of the entertainment value, right?
Yeah, I need to look. I want to look into because I think one thing that I could benefit from is getting a better lens because I just have like the stock lens on there.
Just beware, because if you get something like this that is like, you're not gonna see your G Fuel flavors, dude. It's just all gonna be blurry.
I
You're
get
gonna
that.
be in
I mean,
focus,
I see everything that you have right now perfectly fine. I can
Yeah,
tell you got
no,
G Fuel
it's
tubs back there. So I mean, mine is a little blurry. Like I mean, like it's not
yes,
perfectly.
no, without a doubt,
Yeah.
without a doubt, 100%. It's one of those things. It's like what you're looking for, what you want to do, and
Yeah.
again, like this lens is very specific for what the position, the distance away from me, and all that
Yeah.
stuff is so situational.
Yeah, and I might ask for some advice on that because like I like I said, this camera, the whole point is like it sits there, I don't move it, I don't touch it. It's just for streaming and like anything I've like the podcast. And so like I got to figure out what lens to get. I have a Sony A6400, I think.
Yeah, we would have the same lens. It's the same letter or mount.
Just
mine and yours. So
just tell me what lens
it's interchangeable.
tell me what lens you got.
100%.
I'm gonna start looking into it.
100%.
But
Literally, I think this one was like $399, but like it's very like I can use it to vlog as well because it's so open. Like if I really wanted to, I could put it on a stick. Also, I can like zoom it in and out, and it's built in with like the autofocus of our camera. Like it has that mount.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just random. You can run it autofocus and it'll do its thing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, that stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm so focused on other stuff. I don't like stop and think like, you know what, I could do that. I could totally write that off, this and that. So it's like that's still something that I'm very new to
100%.
that whole idea. But yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe in like a year and a half, to see me with my Shelby GTH Mustang.
Never know, dude. Never know. But at the same time, like I think you should just pull the trigger on the camera and the mount.
Oh yeah, the camera for
cable and
sure. I
stuff.
think I'm gonna do that this month.
Especially just like I don't know if you I'm sure you've probably seen him, Random Frank P from YouTube. This guy, all he does is like every month he like does tech reviews, but like finds like the best deals of the month and like reviews them, and then like after he reviews them, he gives them away to his viewers. Those like
That's
5
dope.
items. And he's like best tech under 50 or $50 and like stuff like that. And his production value of like of the items, and even like the B-roll of the items and stuff, he's got like a whole little like area in his studio with like the overhead and the brackets and all this stuff.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome, like how he pulls it off and does his like the pour, like he does, like he's done reviews of like different like drinks and tech, and it's just so professional.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like people come back for that. Like if you look professional enough, you can speak out your booty hole, but yet sometimes they'll come back, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's so official. Like he knows what he's talking about. Granted, you probably do, right? But there's a lot of people that just their production value is so perfect that they're like, I want them to come back. And that was my goal with my stream too. When I first started streaming and I wanted to do like, when I wanted to make the move from PlayStation to like streaming from a PC with the capture card, I was looking through all of Twitch. I was like, there's nothing like a super high value, like other than these really, really big streamers. Like I want that. I think that'll be enough for me if people just pop in and be like, boom, like this is super well done. Granted, it didn't really work out that way, but that's what I thought, but that's how it works, man. It's like, once you got the following you have, I think it's just grasping and just keep improving yourself and your content.
Yeah. Improve.
And investment in an investment like that can only be positive. It's a learning
Yeah.
experience, even if you spend it and things you don't use it as much. It's a learning experience, getting to know your equipment, learning about lenses, learning about different looks and different angles, and improving your YouTube content. I mean, I think it's a no brainer, man. I
Yeah.
think it's only gonna increase your value as a creator as well as your content.
Yeah, because I watch because the other thing is like I've been doing a lot more like personal videos, and then I sit there and I
Mhm.
watch them. And I'm like, I'm happy that people like that stuff. You know, like they get
Mhm.
decent views. Me talking about like just what's going on in my life and how things are changing and how like it's gonna affect my content and stuff. And it does well. But I sit there and I watch it. I'm like, it looks just like my stream. It looks like my podcast, this and that. Like I want to differentiate stuff like that in my G Fuel reviews. You know, like
Yeah.
I really look up to my buddy Electric Shock because the way he has it set up is like he has a camera that sits to the side in front of him, and you can see his setup and his camera and stuff that he streams with. You know, like it's obviously separate. You know,
Yeah.
and I saw a picture on Twitter that he posted where he had like it was he could see his screen on his camera showing like what the camera sees, and he's like holding up this chili dog G Fuel or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, his camera setup looks nice. Like that's like
Yeah.
that makes sense. You look at his G Fuel videos and it's so clean and crisp, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
yeah, I
it's
need to do
so
something.
awesome. I actually I pride myself, I should say probably about 2 years ago when I was downstairs streaming on my like underneath my set of stairs. Um I still think I was one of the early ones that had a webcam behind me showing my whole setup, you know?
Yeah,
And then now I have it up here too because I just love the idea of it. But like people love that. Like when I like go to the bathroom or something, I'll be like, hey, I'm just gonna put some like non-copyright music on. I'm just gonna leave this on, and I come back to like all these questions about my setup, like, hey, how do you do this, or what's
that's
up here,
smart.
and what's
Yeah,
there, you know? And I used to have like a starting soon screen where like my audio was muted but music was playing, and like I was kind of blurred out but like over me, right?
hmm
And eventually I just stepped away from the starting soon screen because I rather
yeah,
talk
me
to the people
too.
that got there
Yeah,
first, you know? Because there's so many
exactly.
people waiting to be live. What did they? Okay, I go live and they wait another 2 minutes for me to
Yeah,
talk to them. You know, it just didn't make sense for me. But yeah, little things to differentiate yourself. It's hard now. A lot of competition on Twitch, a lot
yeah.
of really high production value,
I mean, just the thing you
and
were talking about with like the separate camera showing your setup. Like, I mean, I see it all the time now. I go into somebody's stream, like, or like I raid somebody, and
yeah,
they're like, eh, and they hit a button, and they're like, all of a sudden it shows them like this, and they're like, like it's just like it's completely different. Yeah,
no,
it's like,
like
whoa,
disco ball
yeah,
drops and all this stuff. Yeah, I'm actually have a program that I'm working with to automate my alerts to change my lights in my room. So
okay,
everything in my room is Philips Hue, or like
okay,
my computer is like Corsair, and like, and obviously I have Nano Leafs. And you can link all those hubs to the software,
hmm
and then like if someone donates money, like the room can flash green like a bunch
yeah,
of times,
yeah,
and
money, money,
just kind
money.
of like exactly like
"Yeah!"
little things like
yeah,
that can add value,
yeah.
right?
I mean,
And
yeah,
you know, it's not working great right now. That's why I haven't implemented it. But once I figured it out,
but that's the
hopefully it
thing. It's
will.
like you see like the effort that you have to put in and like the stuff you have to
Mhm.
learn to make that all work. There is a million people out there who would look at
Oh
that and be
my
like, "Oh,
god,
nope, too much. I'm too lazy. I just
yeah,
want to sit there and stream."
dude,
Yeah,
that's the extra couple steps though. And there's
yeah.
a I don't know if you've met him or know about him, but there's a guy named Merle, Merl. He's on Twitch. He
I don't
also
know.
posts TikToks. He's a young kid from Europe.
Does he
He
have a YouTube?
has I'm not sure. Honestly, I
I'll
just
look at
like
TikTok.
he's one of those guys that I can, if he's live, I poke in for a bit.
Yeah.
And dude, his channel point rewards
So
I
like
think are the best on Twitch.
oh yeah, okay.
Dude,
I'll have to look at that because I'm thinking about
dude,
messing with them. I've had the same stuff for a while, and like I'm getting tired of going shoo like every time somebody
yeah,
redeems it or
dude,
um.
he's got
Oh, he
like
follows me. Is
things
it?
that like change. He like
Does he have a ski
it has
mask as
things.
his thing?
Yes,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
it's okay. Yeah,
So
apparently he
like
followed
even
me. I'll
Ali,
follow him
he
back.
posts videos about his channel points, and Ali comes to me, he's like, dude, look how cool this is. Like he's got ones that like automate. Literally as soon as someone does it, it like you can turn him into the Hulk, and it makes his skin green, and like that lasts for like 30 seconds and changes back. He has another one that like turns off all his lights, so he's sitting in the dark. He's like looking at him like, "Are you serious?" You know?
Yeah.
He's got, and then like there's even ways of like animating like your alerts per game. So like you're playing Tarkov. There's like Tarkov streamers that if you donate like $5, like the sound of a grenade getting thrown
from Tarkov, yeah. And you're
and
like, oh,
like feet,
yeah.
foot steps and all that stuff. Dude, it's amazing how you can like, but people do this on the fly. People play Tarkov, then people play Apex, and they have different alerts that correspond with the game they're playing. And you can switch that profile like on the fly and the sounds and all this stuff. But again, there's the possibilities
so much you
are
can
endless.
do. Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
much, man.
And like I mean, all I did and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like change the sub one too, and like the raid one, you know, all that stuff. But all I did was I had like the stock alert sounds for everything, you know, and I only changed one. But like I saw how easy it was to do it, and it's just like I said, I got all this stuff going on. I just get lazy about certain things. But like right now, talking to you, it's like, oh, you know what? I think it's time to like go after some of this stuff I've been meaning to.
I was thinking about trying to find someone, like pay the X amount of dollars and tell them I want this. I want it custom. Like give them ideas, you know? Like there's a lot of the big streamers that have all like the automated stuff with their logos and stuff popping in and stuff. It's all through like these graphic design companies that sponsor them. There's Nerd or Die, and there's all these other ones. There's Visuals by Impulse, I think.
I'm gonna have to look into it. Yeah,
that like they did Cypher BKs and Courage JDs and Nade shots. Like you go to their stream, it's beautiful, clean, simple, everything's like custom, you know. But again, they're huge, right? They probably went to them, hey, let me redo it. We'll make it all perfect. We'll make exactly what they want. Me and you go to it and probably put us back 2 G's.
Yeah.
But everything's gonna be perfect.
Right
everything's gonna be just right.
Just write it
you
off.
You know what I mean? It's like shit. Like, is it worth it? I'm still using cookie cutter alerts from Nerd or Die.
Yeah.
That I just custom to my colors. I want something with my logo that pops up. If someone donates 50 subs, I want it to take over the freaking screen. You know? Like I want that, but it's just.
Do you have a transition screen? Like we're like,
yes. I thought about I actually made that myself.
Mine just fades in and out. Like it's
fine.
Yeah, I know. Like
I use OBS or Streamlabs OBS.
I use Stream Elements Live or whatever they call it, OBS. So it's like an add-on version of it. It's just a little cleaner in my opinion, but
yeah. No, there with normal OBS, there's a lot of like plugins and stuff you can use.
Yeah.
Like there's this one that's like moves your elements. So like if you had like you went from your gameplay screen to like your just chatting screen, and it would move your webcam and expand it like right from where it was. The movement is unbelievable. Like it's a new thing that's come out in the last like 3-4 months.
I want to check that out. I think I heard about it. Yeah.
It's really nice. And some of my elements on my stream have used it, but I do like a transition and then elements of my stream fade in. And I do that through my stream deck with different transitions to different scenes and stuff like that. But
it's the little things, man. Like what I was going to say, there's like literally all I've done, like as far as like changing my stream in the last couple of months, I literally just changed my bits alert to where it's like me saying, ooh, biddies. And like everybody loved it. And I'm like,
that's the thing. They like the change too.
Yeah.
Like for a bit, it was kind of a bit much because like when I was small, it was okay just to have one alert for a sub. But now I had to do the alternative, like if someone gives 10 subs, I don't want the same song, the same song play 100 times. You know what I mean? Like I got like, it started to get to the point where it was like, I have to. Like a new song now is like 10 gifted, and a new song is 25 gifted and 50 gifted. I never thought in a freaking million years someone would come into my stream and do that. But I had like I had to cross that bridge. I had to.
Yeah. Once you have somebody listen to this, drop like 50 or 100, and it's just playing for like the next 10 minutes.
I had Panini as my sub song for like, and next thing you know, it was like someone dropped 50, and we were listening to that Panini song for like an hour. Yeah. It was like, what the hell, man? You know,
have to like turn it off.
I love you, but like I didn't. I'm starting to turn the volume down a little bit. Alerts just popping. But no, it's again, me and you are truly blessed to be in the spot we're in, and all the people that support us are just amazing. You know, we have a lot of the similar supporters, same supporters, and the people that again we encourage them to not donate and sub and all these things, but they choose to anyway, right?
Mhm.
They're taking money out of their bank accounts and showing love to the community with these gifted subs and all this stuff. It's just it's crazy that we're both in a position where it's these people are finding us and joining our communities
Yeah.
and giving back so largely, you
Yeah,
know?
and I mean that's part of why the video I made where I said like things are about to change, you know, like that I was deciding to pursue the acting, and that, you know, there may be times where like I can't stream because I just have so much going on, and like I have to be on a set and
Mhm.
stuff like this, and or like out of town, you know. And I at the
Mhm.
end I made sure to be like, and I want to make sure I say thank you, because I wouldn't be able to afford acting classes to begin with if it wasn't for everybody in the community, you know. Like acting classes are not cheap. It's like going to
No.
college, almost taking a college class. And so I mean the fact that like I look back at like a year ago and just really kind of starting to see like, hey, you can like make something out of this. But I was still thinking like, you know, that in 6 months or a year, I'll probably be, you know, a coffee bitch on a set as a production assistant. Like the fact that like that was the thought in my mind, and you know, it's super humbling, man, to see that like you have a community out there who like they want to support you and are inspired by what you do, and because of that, you know, like it's so tight knit, you know, and it's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
No, it's the love that we get on a daily basis is what we focus on, right? Well, obviously there's the negative and the BS, but what really stands out are the people that I never
Block out the
thought in a
haters.
million. I know, without a doubt, I just never thought in a million years I would be in a spot where people would come to me and message me on Discord and stuff and say that I help them with like the rough day and stuff. Like I'm just creating content for fun with me and my girlfriend, and we enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's now something that people literally look forward to every single day, just
Yeah.
to like as their escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
And
I always tell them, I'm like, thank you, because like it means a lot to me that I'm to me that's like I like mission successful. Like I literally
yeah,
started watching Twitch because I'd be sitting there unmotivated to do anything except sit on my ass. And so I'd watch like Dr. Disrespect or, you know, any of these streamers to kind of like escape and like, you know,
yeah,
like I would say something in the chat and maybe the streamer doesn't notice, but then a couple other people start commenting about it, you know, and it's like now I'm interacting with the chat and this and that. And like now literally, you know, that's what I try to do is I try to make it a place where people could come escape, you know. And
yep.
so when people tell me that's what I'm doing, I'm like, thank you, because that's always been my goal.
Yeah, no, that's literally my motto. That's what my goal is that I want my stream to be an escape for everyone else, you know. That place where no matter your personal issues don't matter, the other stuff. That was soccer for me. No matter what, if it was family issues or something like that, nothing went through my mind other than the game, right? It was nothing else mattered. And
Yeah.
that's and the same thing with gaming. When I'm getting so invested in wanting to win and the competitive nature, that's the escape for me.
Mhm.
And the conversations and the relationships now that I've seen in chat, just unbelievable. And I'm happy to see that my stream is some of that for them, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing the platform that's forming and the as much as we shit on TikTok sometimes because they're crappy algorithms and
Their
reporting system and
support,
shit.
yeah. Ugh.
But at the same time, it's literally allowed us to do what we love to do and build a community and form a community around us and literally have the freedom to pursue what we want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
like
yourself, you know,
yeah.
and it's truly humbling to see what we've accomplished. And again, I think this is only the beginning.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
you know, I think we've done a lot, but we can do more. I try to give back as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like again, yeah, we are saving for a house and a future and engagement and all these things, but at the same time, like this month we tried to we picked like 5 community members that have been so giving and supportive to the stream, and we're sending them a nice little care package and
Yeah.
some of my merch and stuff like that. And it's important because like again, some people are more financially stable than others and can contribute more, and we don't ask them to, but they choose to.
Mhm.
and we just got, a thank you, and it's there's only so much a thank you can do, but we try to give as much as we can, and
Yeah.
that's important.
And like, I mean, I also, I have to mention because like I said, when I was in the military, living alone, like just thinking about myself, I was super lazy, man. Like I
Mhm.
didn't have any reason to do anything because, I just got up, went to work, came home and like,
Yep.
de-stressed. And if it wasn't for my wife and my stepson, like I don't think I would have really had that wall that I was up against
Mhm.
to push as hard as I did,
Yeah. No, it's the fight and like the grind to do it, and for me it's like I'm happy doing my everyday job. I am, but I know it's Allie and I have a lot to offer, and I don't want that to go to waste. So we're doing everything we can every day. There's days Allie's fucking exhausted, man.
Yeah.
She's stressed. She's got all these things. We got dates for brands and sponsored ads that were contracts and all these things that are just like people don't see. People,
Mhm.
you got to meet deadlines. You got to have these conversations. You're answering 30 emails. You're doing all these things. It's just it adds up, right? But all they see is the 1 minute post and they're like, "Oh, these guys are so non-stressed," No, it's stressful. It is. But at the same time, until you get to that peak, that like your management team takes care of it. Hey, by the way, you got a hashtag ad today. You're gonna play
Yeah.
a game for an hour. Okay, sounds good. You know,
Yes.
but until then, you're doing all the contracts, you're doing all the management, you're doing all the social media, you're doing all, without the team. Like again, we have a significant other that helps with what we love to do, and I think it sucks, but a lot of people don't have that extra help. It all falls on their shoulders and it sucks and it's hard for them,
Yeah.
like, dude, my TikTok would not be where it's at if Allie wasn't like running it. There's no way I would
Yeah.
have the amount of time and effort to do
I
it. There's no
I
way.
I honestly think that like, with the film industry shutting down and me having to like live off of my savings, that I had saved up,
Mhm.
um like if it was just me on my own, I probably would have just done nothing. I probably would have just, like I got enough to get by, you know,
Mhm.
and
Let me just eat what ramen and some chilling. We're
I
chilling
don't know
till the
about
next
that.
thing.
I don't
I,
know.
hey,
I've
dude, I love
never
my
been.
boy. I love myself some ramen,
I
but
love
Allie
myself
would
some
be,
food, but
yeah. Oh,
I've never.
dude,
I've been chubby before, and I don't ever want to be chubby again. So.
dude, I'm getting chubby. It's bad, bro.
And
I
not only
used
that,
to be,
I
I
got.
used to be that guy, and then now Allie's beautiful meals.
Dude,
Oh my god, dude! Every day it's like, we want this. Yes, 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 please. Yep, yes, I do. Thank God I'm not like showing it, but like I'm definitely losing
I
muscle. Like
yeah, I feel you. I got to be shirtless for this short film, so
mm,
I'm like I can't be looking like a
jujitsu every day,
complete. I can't
baby.
be a
Let's
complete
go.
slob. So,
Yeah. Nah,
but
you'll be all right, bud. You'll be all right. You're active. You're doing your thing. It's important, and I definitely have to get back into it myself. Me and Allie are both thinking about like really getting back into it. It's setting the time apart, Like I'm at work 8, 9 hours a day. I'm lucky enough to be pretty close to where I work. So it's the
dude,
commute's not bad.
I'll be honest with you. Like, there's been times when my wife is like, Danny Bartok's doing another 24-hour stream. Doesn't he have a job? Like, how is he doing that? I was like, he's Danny Bartok. Like, he's just after it,
Ah,
you know?
dude, it's amazing. 24-hour streams for me, man. I one of the main reasons I enjoy it so much is because I'm consistent with my schedule. It's 7 to 11, 7 to 12, right?
Mhm.
Pretty much every day. I'm late sometimes. They know, they give me shit, whatever. But again, they also know that I'm working. And if I'm late, I'm either napping because I'm exhausted or something else came up. And during these 24-hour streams, I get to meet and talk to so many new people because I'm out of my normal 7 to 11. There's
Yeah.
so many people that can't watch me because from Europe and all these other countries that they're like, dude, I'm so happy you're live. Like I can never catch your stream.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, look, whatever time at this day, you can see me. And they
Yep.
loved it. And I get to connect with them and they get to see what my Twitch is about without watching my VODs. I don't know if you ever look at your VODs numbers and how many plays of your old streams there are, but you'll be surprised. You probably have a lot of people tuning in and watching your old streams because you're not live at that moment.
Yeah, no, I've gone back to like look for a clip or something like that. I'm like, that number's up by like almost 1,000.
Wait,
like,
there's like 1,000 people
yeah.
watching my VOD. Like that's crazy.
It's weird.
Like I know I watched it like 3 times to make a video, but like that's it.
Yeah.
But there's so many people. But now that live interaction during these 24-hour streams, I'm sure you've done them.
Yeah,
You get these people
like,
stopping in.
There's nothing like a
unbelievable.
24-hour stream. I've tried doing a 12-hour stream. I've done subathons, and something about 24-hour streams specifically. There's just some kind of hype around them, and like the community just they get behind it, man. I start up for a 24-hour stream, and there's somebody like, "Hey, I just want you to know I'm here for the whole thing."
Dude,
and at the 100%. end, they're like, "I'm still here." you know, like, all right, dude, we did it,
dude.
You know, we made it.
It's so funny you mention that. There's like a couple of people on my stream that they all get together before, and they're like, "All right, if I check in and you guys aren't here, you're not here. You're either napping or you're not." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, "Hey, checking in. Hey, Nuke, are you here? Hey, Quack, you here?" And they're always like, "Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Yep, I'm here." Dude, it's amazing. And honestly, view count on my 24, I average higher than I like literally double what I do on a normal day. And there's a hype around it with Twitch, with new people coming in and new faces.
Yeah.
And you know, that's where in the back of my head I always think of like, hey, if I ever did do this full time, like when would I stream? Would I do a morning stream and an afternoon stream? Like when
right now I've kind of shifted to doing like shorter streams because I noticed that for me, with how much I'm doing, you know, I'm trying to like I've got 2 scripts that I'm like trying to like work through and figure out like, all right, so like how do I want to say this, you know, and memorizing it, and you know, like what's the relationship between the characters, all this stuff, and that takes time. So like there's the YouTube, like, you know, I filmed a review for this like right before the stream today, and then I streamed, and then now I'm doing the podcast. So like my streams are shorter, but I try when I can. Like I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do one tonight, just because like I got acting class tomorrow on this monologue, but I try to do like a late night stream too for like an hour and a half, you know, and like it's 2 different groups of people, and so like just seeing like people be like, I'm so happy that you like started doing the late night streams because I could never catch you during the day because I got work and I got this, and you know, and people
I never saw you on late. Never did.
I just started doing it. Yeah.
Like I always like caught you at my lunchtime, and then like as I was getting on, you were getting off. That was it, right? Like we had that hour overlap to do customs when I was getting on. But no, it's nice to see you on a little later and changing it up a little bit. But again, changing up, you'll also find what works best for you, right?
Yeah.
And even if it's far and in between, is if there's a good alert system that let people know that when you're live, you'll have people throughout the day, no matter if like there's going to be people free to come and watch and hang out no matter what time you go live, because you have that community, you have that backing, right? It's just interesting to me because I would never know, because again, I'm only on that schedule. I'm only like I haven't tried something different, you know.
And so, I mean also like for me, thinking about it from an income standpoint, because I mean, like I said, this is how, like, you know, I make a living. I just noticed that I was doing these like 5 or 6 hour streams because that's what people are like, can you stream longer? You know, like you know, and for me it was like, yeah, you know, I'll stream longer. And so for like a month and a half, I was streaming like 5 times a week for like 6 hours. But I noticed that like halfway through the stream, it would start to drop off. And I mean, there were still those people who were like sad at the end of those 6 hour streams that I was getting off. Like they want more, you know, like if I could do a 24-hour stream once a week, they would be there. But I wasn't making any more money after a certain point, and so it was like now I have to think about like my time is you know, better used elsewhere. So shorter streams, but I make the same amount of money, and it allows me to make better content. You know,
100%.
And to me, that's
again,
a win.
the key to Twitch, you will still see increases. I guarantee it in your Twitch income, just off actually spending less time on Twitch. You know what I mean? If you spend more time on TikTok, more time on YouTube, literally you got the grind that you're on.
Start
right
being
now.
in Marvel movies. Like it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Unbelievable, dude. But think about it, right? Like the grind you're on is truly unbelievable. The amount of videos you put out on YouTube and the amount of TikToks you post in a day. Granted, yeah, that's what you do. That's your job. That's how you make your living every day.
Hmm.
But dude, you're grinding, man. It's good to see. And the stream is a I don't know how to put this. The stream for me is a perfect like image of how you do outside of Twitch.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but
It
the amount of
reflects.
it's
Yeah.
a perfect reflection to your work ethic outside of Twitch. You will never grow on Twitch if you just go and stream every single day. Unless you're bringing the cardboard checks on these big tournaments for Fortnite, Call of Duty, all these, you will not grow.
Yeah.
The chances of people coming into your stream are so minimal. You will not. You need a platform like YouTube, like TikTok, to carry over that community that is formed to your Twitch.
Yep.
And literally, the more time you spend off Twitch, the better. And I play video games every day because my friends play video games every day, and half of that's for me. Right?
Yeah.
I take that sacrifice. If I was just trying to freaking take over Twitch, I would not be streaming it so much. I wouldn't. But I do it because that's what I enjoy every day.
It still
But
blows. It blows my mind how much XQC streams because he's always on.
Well, at that point, right?
Yeah.
He's always on. This man literally streams 20 hours out of like
Right, but
a
I mean,
day,
he's got a
right?
team, so it's like other
But
people
that's
handling
the thing,
stuff.
right? You can do what you want. His posts are done. His YouTubes are done. Everything's done.
Yeah, but,
you know.
But it also matters, like, what is your goal? Because for me, I had to stop when I was doing these 6-hour streams, and I was noticing an obvious decline. And I mean, it's problem solving. You have to go, okay, so what's causing this? How can I fix it? How can I continue to grow and improve? And so I looked at how much I was streaming and how, income was going. It was fluctuating down, like the graph on like Twitch tracker. Obviously, like over the last couple of months, it was like a steady, but now it's going back up because I decided to change things. And like, so I stopped and I thought to myself, I was like, and this was like a month and a half ago, I had like an epiphany. I was like, I am focusing so much time, like not necessarily like making the stream better, this and that, but time actively streaming. And it's not even what I set out to do in the first place. Like that's never been my goal, is to be a streamer. It was just something that worked and it like made sense. And so I was like, I'm gonna cut down on the time I'm streaming, spend more time making content for YouTube. YouTube was something I always wanted to tackle more because I feel like it's long form. You can be more personal. TikTok, you can be personal to an extent. And I feel like I'm in a good groove on there. But it's not like I want to be more personal. And so YouTube is the way to go. But at the same time, always wanted to do film and TV.
Yes.
And so, but now I was like, I always thought, I'm shy on camera, this and that. So I'm going to do behind the scenes stuff. Like I always, like I want to do creative stuff with film and TV, but I don't think I'm comfortable on camera. Well, I stopped and thought to myself, I was like, that's not the case anymore. Now I'm comfortable on camera. So why don't I try acting? Because it's all about making yourself discoverable. And that's just another way to do it. If you think about it, film and TV is it's content. It's just a different form of it. So it just clicked, man. And I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from it is I'm happier.
100%. That's the most important thing.
I could be making half of what I've been making the last year, but I'm happy. As long as my family's fed, we're not worried that like if I need new tires on my car, I don't have the money, but like I'm happy, and being happy is what keeps you from burning out and keeps you from
100%.
giving up or deciding I don't want to do this anymore, And so to me, you're rich because you're happy and you're in charge of your own time.
Danny, I can't agree with you more. I mean, the question always comes out, Danny, how do you keep doing what you're doing? The hours you're putting is just ridiculous. Why are you doing this? Are you okay? Like, what's going on? I tried this. I can't do it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm happy, man. Like I am. Like I have a job that my boss is amazing. He's a great dude. He understands what I'm doing. He understands the grind after. I'm
Yeah.
lucky enough that like granted my job does kind of follow me home. I have to answer a couple things here and there and do things in emergencies. I get it. But like I have that freedom to like pursue what I want to do when I get home, you know? And I love playing video games. I love spending time with my friends. And then now I have this following and this community that's behind us and loves checking in every day, and I love seeing their names in chat, and we're getting to know each other on a personal level. It makes me happy, and it's not like, oh, here we go, here comes stream. It's like I'm gonna wake up because I love streaming. Granted, I have to nap when I come home from work and I'm a little late. It doesn't mean I don't want to be there. I mean, believe me, I
Yeah.
want to be here every single day. Like I'm literally like, oh, we got to go on vacation. Shucks, you know, like I would love to stream.
I
You
know,
know,
like
like
I looked at, I'm gonna be gone for like 4 days when I go to LA this
Mhm.
month, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to stream,
Mhm.
but maybe that's a good thing. I was like, maybe I need a little 4-day break from streaming,
Yeah.
but I still am like, if only I could just
Yeah.
pack up my setup and it was that simple. But
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, you know
Yep,
what?
yep, yep.
I can still stream on TikTok live. If I'm really craving to stream, I can still do that. As long
Yep.
as some snotty
Yes.
nosed troll doesn't come in and ban me from TikTok live. But
Yeah.
like it's, and that's one thing I wanted to say. Even if I feel like we've been going on for like 2.5 hours, so like it's definitely time to start wrapping it up.
Yep.
But don't let anybody ever try to talk you into quitting your job if you don't want to, man.
Oh no. I mean, believe me, the only thing that really gets me thinking is again the time aspect, right? The same way that you were saying, look, I'm spending a lot of time streaming, right?
Yeah.
And I've accomplished so much already, and I'm so proud of what me and Ali have done so far.
Yeah.
But the I can't help but think it's like, what if I had another 9 hours a day?
Oh, dude, all
Right?
the time I'm like, man, what if days were just longer? Like what if
Dude,
there was more
yeah,
than 24
no, like,
hours in
I'm
a day?
thinking, I'm like, shit, like,
I
you know how much
hate
content I can make in 9 fucking hours? Like, oh my God. Granted, yeah, I am earning money during those 9 hours, so you have to like, weigh it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, maybe this could be an exponential thing, like maybe. And like, I know there's no reason like they would ever fire me. I'm a good employee, like I take care of my shit. But if it ever happens, like I'm going all in. You know what I mean? Like I'm making the again like the 5 TikToks a day and the YouTube video and the this and the I am 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with what I'm doing, I can get canceled tomorrow. I need a freaking job,
Yeah. And I mean, that's one of the
Like-
things that I think about is like, it could definitely go away, all of a sudden. So that's why I was like, it's time to get into the acting stuff. Like if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. Cause
Yeah, because
you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, granted, yeah, like things are great, and you have great months, and it's like, oh, sub count was fantastic. Like I someone brought up to me that I was top 350 sub 2 channels on Twitch like last month, and they're like, dude, you're like top 350. Why aren't you full time? Because that top 350 could be top 10,000 next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was 4 or 5 guys being super, super giving and gifting subs and doing stuff. I can't rely on my income off of 5 guys donating 500 subs in a month.
Yeah.
But people just see the number, right? And they're like, dude, like you're doing great. Like, you just is this your full-time thing? You should do it full-time. Nah, bro, you don't know the whole story. And if I can make guaranteed income through a 9 to 5, and then I get to do this and whatever, my initial goal of Twitch was to earn enough income to pay for all of my expenses. And then whatever I made from my real job would go right in the bank, save for the future. And then now it has turned the opposite way. Now it's whatever my work pays for is, like whatever my 9 to 5 can pay for, and whatever I make from Twitch, I don't look at that bank account. I don't. It's a completely different connected. Whatever goes in there stays in there, because at the end of the year, that 30% that I owe It's going to come off the top, and then I take the rest. I'm not touching it, not spending it, not touching it, not doing nothing. That's going to be my home. That's going to be my renovation. That's going to be whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. I'm not touching it. That's just God blessed me with this income. I'm fortunate enough to be in this position. I'll use that for the right reasons later, you know? But dude, every time I like just talking to you and talking about this stuff gets me, I'll use your emotional, right?
Passionate.
Because
You're passionate about it, man.
Passionate because it's like we spent so much time and effort to get to this spot. And it's so happy that I can help people in some way, shape, or form through what we do.
And I mean, not like I said, like I enjoy meeting and talking to new people, and like I'm always looking for like new guests to interact with, because I mean, as creators, like we help each other learn, and you know, we problem solve together, you know, and I think that's really cool, because you could tell when somebody's selfish and they don't want to, they're not about that type of way of doing it. I've gotten lots of no's to be on the, like, you know, hey, you want to be on the podcast? No thanks. Or like, nah, I can't make it work. Or they say they want to do it and they cancel last minute because they're like, it's not that important to me, you know. But it's always a pleasure to talk to you, because I feel like we got a lot of similar things going on in life, and not very many people get our exact situation, you know.
Nope.
And so, you know, thank you, man. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being on,
dude. Dan, I'm always available.
Yeah,
it's literally a text away. We set this up in a week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be over 3 months until we talk like this again. Next time.
I'm always available. You just let me know. Obviously, like having these talks and kind of opening up a little bit to the people listening, right? These are both of our following, both of our, you know, and people really enjoyed the last one. I don't know if I ever mentioned people came to me, part of my community. They were like, dude, like the podcast was so awesome. Like, it was there like to and from work. And they were like, dude, like it was great. I loved what you were talking about. And it kind of humanizes us. If lack of a better term, right? People see us as like, oh my God, these guys have a bunch of followers. They'll never want to talk to us, but we're just normal guys dealing with the same shit they're dealing with and dealing with, you know, and we're just fortunate enough to be in a spot that we have a following, and that, you know, and they may put us on a pedestal, but we're just normal guys. And I think more talks like this and more of us opening up and talking about stuff that normal people don't talk about, or maybe if it's our income or situations with friends that kind of drop off and all these things, like we're people too, you know, shit goes on in our lives, you know,
we have bad
family
days
issues
too,
and shit, you know, we have bad days too. But at the same time, like for my following, I put the smile on, you know, every day, you know, like granted, I tell them a couple things here and there, but at the same time, I wanted to be escape for them, not just an event for me. It's a both ways thing, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I know my stream does a lot for some people, and I always want it to be there, you know, and that's part of why I love streaming every day, and I hate missing, is because I want to be there for them the same way they're there for me, right?
Exactly.
And I know you're the same way. But at the same time, your followers know that you're pursuing what you're pursuing, and you're transparent with that. And again, I know that your following you're going to continue to make content no matter what direction you go.
Yeah,
and
because
that's
I
important.
want to. It's because I enjoy it. Yeah.
And you're going to take your following on a journey. And if it's being an actor in a big time movie one day, they're going to see the whole path, you know. And if you find that in 6 months that this isn't for you, you're going to go another way, they're going to be by your side and support you the whole way. The same way your wife is, the same way my girlfriend is right now. You know, that's the important stuff. And I think being as real and transparent with our following is what we've been trying to do. And I think that's why we're in the position we're in, instead of being this whole fake content, schmoozy, extra yelling because you got to kill and posting it. It's just not us, right? People want to hang out with us because we're normal people, and people see us as a guy they just want to hang out with. And I think if we just keep being transparent and who we are, our options are endless. I truly think that.
And I got one last question. Do you ever have people come in your stream and say you're different than from your TikToks?
A little bit. So I put this like kind of like when Allie asked me shit, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, of course, like like the little like of course, but like I'm just like a normal dude when I'm
Yeah.
streaming, and they're like, dude, like sometimes like I thought you were just like this weird guy, and I was like, no, I'm just like I'm a normal dude. I'm just like joking around with my girlfriend, like we're just like making voices at each other. It's nothing like
Yeah. And
like I'll be like, well, my mustache, like I'm like, oh, it's my fucking mustache, on stream, and they'll be like, no, like it's like, but it's part of it. It's like it's like I'm just joking around, having a good time with someone I love, and then people then get the full picture when they're in stream. They're like, oh, and then next thing you know, they're forever there. They're there every day and hanging out and.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it's kind of like as much as like people might say it, kind of like, oh, like this is not what I expected. Like maybe certain people they're like, like maybe I don't want to watch the Twitch stream. Maybe I just like the TikToks or just like the YouTube. To me, it's like good because that means that I'm putting unique effort and different things into the different platforms, so that's not just copy and paste. Yeah,
not everybody can stream Pressure Washer Simulator and stream to 300 people. All right. It's not every day that someone can do that. They're there because it's you, right?
Yeah.
It's not because of the fantastic gameplay. It's not because
I mean, I'm like, a pretty damn good power washer.
Don't get me wrong. You do. You're fantastic. Part by part. You don't miss a spot. I get it. Yeah. But like people aren't in there. I have my moments as well. You have your moments with the gaming experience. Crazy snipe, whatever. People are in there because they like us, not because of our content.
Yeah,
or gaming content, right?
Yeah,
we're there because we're cool to hang out with. The community around us is a nice vibe to be with, and we can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I could take away from this, we need to play more games together, bro.
We do. I mean, now that the schedules line up a little bit more,
yeah, we could definitely like. I mean, I could go out of my way to stream a certain time. It's really like since I don't stream for more than like I think. The first time I streamed more than 2 hours was yesterday playing Back for Blood, which, by the way, I think that'd be a fun game to play together.
100%. It's very casual conversation, laughs. That's it. I mean, I kind of get locked in a little bit more with like the Apex and like the Call of Duty because I just literally
and that's more competitive.
Like, the competitive aspect of me, like I just play with my cracked out friends. That's just like 100%. I want to shit on some kids.
Yeah.
But like that kind of game, totally can see it. 100%.
Yeah.
Like even arenas in Apex a little more casual.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe maybe if the devs over at Power Washer Simulator listen to this, make a co-op mode. I think that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let's power wash together.
Hanging out. Yeah, dude. Just power wash battles, dude. See if we take a limb off each burst faster.
Yeah.
Imagine a PvP mode, dude. Kind of crazy.
Like who can do it the fastest, like half of the map or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty lit.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm saying, man, like.
See, look,
notes.
We're already coming up with ideas.
These
now.
devs, yeah.
But dude, always a pleasure, brother. Always.
Yeah, man.
And I'm happy to be here.
It's therapeutic, bro.
Send me a text. Yeah, 100%. Definitely, nice to meet and talk to someone who gets it and is in the same boat as you.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right, man.
All right, brother.
Well,
yes.
Take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah, yes, sir. Much love.